Lodge, my lodge dey fall. See my lodge dey fall, guy. My television dey inside though. All my property dey inside this lodge. Oh. See as my lodge dey fall, bro. I swear.
Look at the house that someone is paying for.
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
If you're innocent, why are you taking the 5th Amendment?
The United Republic of Rwanda, of Tanzania. Your Excellency, Felix Tshisekedi, representing President of Uganda, of Congo.
Mazima.
She's scared.
God have mercy upon us.
Distinguished guests, the steps I have just mentioned above were affected by the challenges of peace implementation in my country. I sincerely appreciate the East African Community heads of state for waiving the arrears accrued to South Sudan during the 22nd Ordinary Summit. From now onwards, South Sudan commits to remit its required annual contribution on timely basis. Thank you very much for your attention.
And women would have to walk miles with jerry cans on their heads. Billions just vanish into the pockets of a corrupt elite. This is not governance. This is grand larceny. This is not good at all. And it cannot be well. We can't keep swallowing every rubbish they throw our way. You know, I've been thinking about this. In my mother tongue, the Kalabari language, we do not have a word for embezzle or loot. We have thief, furu. My mother's people say onyoshi, thief. And then I'm sure the Yorubas say Ole and the Hausas Barawubansa. That's what we have. And you see, when people are identified as thieves, there is a treatment for thieves where we come from in Africa. You name call them, you name shame them, and you make the community aware that these people are thieves. And you walk them around the community and that stays on them and the rest of their family members. So today I'm very pained that we have found words to use to color thieves and make them look like they are important people. We have learned to give them front seats, and I think that that is total madness. So today I'm very bitter and very angry. We're a country of over 200 million people. And then the people in offices, they are less than 1 million put together. So how can a minority group of people lord it over the majority of us, and all we do is keep quiet and act like we're helpless? So let me just go straight to the point. According to Budget 8, our budget has been padded with lies. 6.9 trillion padded over rubbish. Our national budget with questionable, often redundant projects. The one they call white elephants. I've never seen a white elephant before. Every elephant I have seen has been brown. What kind of government sits at a table of power, dips its filthy hands into the treasury, and serves itself a banquet of billions while millions of Nigerians can't afford a meal, a roof, or clean water? This Tinubu government unveiled a budget that should shake every conscience awake. 393 billion naira. Yes, you heard me. 393 billion naira to install 1,477 street lights. Hey God, where are the poles going? To heaven? What manner of light will come from that kind of work? Is it stone-studded diamonds? Will the bulbs bring forth diamond sparkles, or what exactly will this bulb or pole? Is it going to heaven directly? Because really, it has to. It has to. 1,477 street lights. Please, how much is a 4-bedroom duplex in Lekki or any other highbrow part of a city?
What's the fact was?
As governor of Delta State, what would you say was your legacy? I know that once we interviewed you and you said you wanted the people to be able to say that this was what you left for them, and to be the one to point at what you left for them. But now, I mean, you have left. I'm sure you must have retrospected many times and thought about your tenure. What would you say, with benefit of hindsight, was what you actually left for the people of Delta State?
I left pregnant women who were unable to deliver in the hospital before, now able, at the time I left, able to deliver in the hospitals free of charge and have their babies alive.
That's all?
That is the most, but that's the one that touches me most. Because by the time I got to Delta State, by the time I took over, pregnant women did not have access to funds to be able to deliver in hospitals. And so many of them were going to traditional native doctors, and the children were dying. But I started a free maternal and under 5 health care. So they were now able to go to the hospital to deliver their babies, and the babies were coming out alive.
A legacy will be something that has also been continued, something that has lived past you. Is it, if
yeah,
it
the
has
children
not
have
been...
lived.
The public, Allah, they must hear. You can't stop me. Allah. All right. Out of 44 local governments that we have in Kano State, hear me well, only 10 of them are headed by Hausa people, but the rest of the 34 are headed by Fulani people. And guess what? There is no single local government in Kano State which the number of Fulani residing in that area outnumber that of Hausas. Not anyone, not even single one. Why? What led me to conduct this research is what happened recently in Dawakin local government, where a Fulani man, that is the one that is heading the local government as a chairman, sees some plot of lands from the indigenous Hausa people, giving it out to Fulanis. That is saying that those Hausa people are blocking the way for Fulani to pass. So because of that, he seized the land and give it out for Fulani to be grazing and doing all this kind of without compensation. What's this? This is injustice. This is injustice of a highest order. So we cannot keep quiet. We must say it, the truth. You are saying that we are Hausa Fulani. And research shows us that you don't marry from Hausa. You don't give out your daughters to Hausa people for marriage also, unless the ones who are rich among them. They are parading themselves as Hausa Fulani where they don't have any biological connection with Hausas. They don't marry from us. They don't give us their daughter's hand in marriage also. But they are saying that they are Hausa Fulani only to lead us, only to continue like subduing us. This is not fair. It is not fair at all. You know? So we have to do something.
What you people are doing to President Donald Trump. Just because his name is on Jeffrey Epstein's file. I don't like it. You are making him lie needlessly, and speak carelessly. Trump, a math genius, is even forgetting his math and how percentages work. Watch the man.
Drug prices have gone down for the first time in many years. The drug price is down, not 30 or 40%, which would be great, not 50 or 60. No, we're going to get them down 1,000%.
Yes, at 1,000% drop in price, drug manufacturers will need to pay people to take their medications. This is not normal. What's going on is not normal. The one that pained me most is how you forced him, all of you, to release his perfect medical information to the public. Yeah, I was hot when I heard that Trump is suffering from something called chronic venous insufficiency. Damn! Of all the diseases, illnesses in the whole world to suffer from, he picked something chronic, something called insufficient. Can you imagine that? Does it mean that Trump, the most perfect human being ever made by God, had something insufficient in him? Trump, say Tufiagwa. Trump, say it shall not be your portion. Just say it, and you'll be okay. I refuse to believe anything is insufficient in Trump. Not in his head, not down his waist, or even the side of his hands. No, Trump is perfect. Trust me on this one. This boring Jeffrey Epstein's nonsense must go away, whether Obama likes it or not. He must go away. Trump didn't like that creep, and he kicked him out from his circle of friends. So, what's wrong? He kicked him out because he saw him grabbing young girls by the ears. Trump did nothing wrong, I swear. But the fake news media won't let it go. They will run out of ink, I guarantee you. And Trump will celebrate and visit Oslo and receive the Nobel Peace Prize in November. You watch. Just say that I told you. Don't worry. Trump will be the first person who is a convict. No, he won't be the first. He won't be the first. Forget it. The prize has been going to convicted people before and people who have friends who are felons. So chill, my fellow Mugu. Sorry. I mean, so me, MAGA. We have been looking for the deep state. And finally, we found him. And he's our leader. Nonsense.
Some of this rally make my blood pressure go up.
So you should get a filter sometimes, filter your thoughts before you say.
I'll continue to take blood pressure medication
Why are you getting high blood pressure, Jonava? Now,
I'm not taking medication for myself. I'm taking it for people like some of you guys that after the February something, and then people like Soludo, that is a good spoiler. I thank God for his life. It's working for my.
And I am ready to die defending Nigeria in whatever way. When it is God's time for us to go, it is. And
you took my time to God. You are ready to defend Nigeria. I gave you
I'm coming.
Alexi, hold on. You already started.
What I'm saying, defending Nigerians is this.
I gave him my time and he's using it to defend
No, sorry. I'm sorry.
I hope that Nigeria wins. I'm never going to wish any president evil so that I can say I told you so. No, I won't wish them evil. I hope. You see, I'm not praying. There's no point. I can't pray for Nigeria to be fine. I only hope that Nigeria wins and Nigerians win. Because if you choose a dodgy doctor who has a dodgy record, who has, all sort of accusations leveled against him, to say this doctor, we think he's done this, or this doctor, this surgeon, yes, he's a senior surgeon, he's the most whatever surgeon, but there are a lot of accusations leveled against him. If you choose him to operate on you, and you tell me to pray for you that it doesn't kill you surgery, what's the point? I can't pray. You might make it, you might not make it. My prayer won't change anything. So I hope Nigeria and Nigerians win during Tinubu's 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uncle, right? I have the right to address Showore the way I like. You don't know what Showore did to me. So learn to control your emotion, right? That's the only thing I'm going to tell you. But if you don't want to control your emotion and you insult me here, I'm going to insult you 100%.
Okay.
You understand? You cannot insult me on a normal ground. Fiscally, you can't insult me, right? I will treat you like a child. If you insult me physically, I will handle you like a child. I don't care your age. Do you understand? You are powerful over the camera, so you can say whatever you want to say, but you can't yet say it to me physically. You understand? I will handle you like a kid. I'm not joking. You understand? So learn to control your emotion. You understand?
Okay.
Please don't take him out. I also have a right to respond because he mentioned my name. There's no need to take him out. All you have to do is to meet them or something. And you're taking too long to manage them.
Comment.
Answer, what did you say?
Comment.
I know, but he mentioned my name, so I'm asking to respond to him.
When he gets your time, then you make up.
No. He mentioned my name.
If you want to make it rowdy, I will take you out.
Take me out, you son of a bitch. Take me out. You think you're a big boy because you're moderating.
Take him out, please.
Hello, come on. Don't use such word now.
Don't forget, that state is now an oil-producing state. So they now have derivation, if you are not aware. So if you want to speak for anybody, please do not defend a Kalata like a Yabelo. Please do not.
Okay, let me respond to him. 1 second.
Do not defend a Kalata like a Yabelo. Do not.
All right, thank you, Mohammed.
The people of that state.
Can I respond to him?
No.
Then go to hell. Rudolph, go to hell.
All right.
Rudolph, I've never seen this part of him before.
Tinubu is a criminal, yes, of course, a categorical grade 1 criminal. The only person more criminal than Tinubu in Nigeria is probably Babangida. But he's a criminal, and is he fit for purpose? Absolutely not. Should Tinubu be the president of Nigeria? Categorical no. Is there a better option than him? That is subjective. So show me who he is. Welcome. Welcome to Have Your Say 247. My name is Rudolph Okonkwo. This Saturday, we take a look at the biggest stories shaping the world. From Washington to Abuja, we travel from Lomé to London. The headlines may differ, but what is at stake for you and the rest of the world is high. Thank you so much for joining us. And these are some of the stories we are going to look at. President Trump is under intense pressure following the controversial decision not to release the Epstein files. Yes, critics are calling what is going on the biggest scandal since Watergate. A cover-up so damaging that even members of his own party are demanding answers. What lessons can Africans draw from this? In Nigeria, the ruling party, the APC, has quietly chosen a new chairman. He's the former Humanitarian Minister from North Central in a closed-door meeting held at the presidential villa. The stage is now set for 2027 elections. Meanwhile, the Senate wrapped up by approving a staggering $21 billion loan for the president and making sure that Senator Natasha Akpoti will spend the complete 6 months in suspension. At the same time, the Chief of Defense Staff warns that 200 million illegal arms are circulating in Nigeria, nearly one for everybody in Nigeria. What does that mean for insecurity in the country? In the United Kingdom, doctors are staging a bold 5-day strike, challenging the Prime Minister to pay them up and reform the health system. All right, unlike other platforms who tell you what to think, we want to hear what you think. That is why it is called Have Your Say 247. Don't just watch the news. Be part of the conversation. Have Your Say 247. Your voice, your power. Thank you so much for joining. All right, welcome everybody. I'm having technical problems here. If you guys, hello, welcome. Welcome to Have Your Say 247. My name is Rudolph Okonkwo. This Saturday, we take a look at the biggest stories. Sorry guys, I'm having technical problems, but I'll get it under control. My computer is freezing. There is a delay. Thank you so much for joining us. KJ, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Rudolph.
Yeah, Mr. James, welcome to the show.
Paul? Yeah. Thank you.
Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you, and good morning.
Yes. So, how is everybody doing?
God is helping us.
Paul in Arizona. Paul, how are you doing?
Well, doctor, I'm trying to be fine. The sun is showing us shiggy, as we'll say it in Nigeria.
What is it like? What's the temperature like in Arizona now?
I think today is a little bit better. We're 109.
So do you guys come out or you stay indoors?
I try as much as possible in the evening.
I just noticed this morning while trying to, take my bath, that some part of my face was burnt. I could see the burnt on my face. I was shocked. As an African, I said, can you imagine? Hekwano, the Abuja son didn't burn me. Middle Greece son, but this year son, I called it burn my face.
Are you sure it's the sun that caused that? That there were no witches that came at night?
Oh no, it's not. I don't pass witches now. Say if you know that me say I'm a principality myself. So which witch now? I'm a principality. Before the witch go come, you don't go get ready well because if they call me powerful man.
Mr. James, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
How is the Gambia?
It's a bit hot, and there was a public demonstration on Monday.
Why?
They are complaining that corruption in high places.
Okay, I was afraid they wouldn't say it's Igbos again I complain about.
No. Corruption in high places, non-government, nonchalant attitude to the problems of the masses, and quite a lot of funny things.
Didn't your president? I saw him in Nigeria. Wasn't he in Nigeria to visit the Buhari family?
Yes, he was there.
He was there. Yeah. I saw him.
Guinea-Bissau is the only foreign president that came. One of them. Of them. Yeah. The other ones are Chad and Niger. That's all. Even Niger was.
Repeat it again. I could not hear you.
No, I said I thought I saw him in Nigeria. He went to visit the Buhari family.
Well, yeah. Buhari did him some favors in 2016 during the push and pull over Jammeh must go. Buhari came here and unilaterally removed him from the country while Jammeh was still in power. And anyway, look, they know themselves. Let's talk about better things.
Okay. Before we go to that, let me play a video. There's something you said, James, that reminded me of a Kenyan came out to explain why his generation are agitating. I don't know if that will resonate with why people in Gambia or even Nigerians. Let's just listen to the guy and then we'll come back to the conversation.
Protesting. A message to President Ruto, Mr. President, let me be clear. Young people in Kenya, Gen Z, millennials, even those younger, are not on the streets because someone told them to go. They're protesting because they've opened their eyes. Since the early 2000s, we've been connected to the world. We saw how other governments work. We watched how infrastructure is built. We studied justice systems, public health care, education, and proper city planning. And not from textbooks, but from real life. We've traveled, we've studied abroad, we've walked on real roads with no potholes. We've used public transport that works. And then we came back to Kenya, and it was like walking into a trap from a bad mafia movie. You and your allies run government like a cartel. You hand out public money to MPs and CSs, not as service, but as control. You buy their loyalty. You own them. And when we rise up and say, Ruto must go, they panic. Because if you go, they go with you. This isn't just corruption. It's dead slavery at a national level. Your MPs can't speak. Your ministers can't act. They owe you. And now they serve you, not the people. But we are watching, Mr. President. You promised cost cutting, then bloated the travel budget. You said you'd cut government spending, then tripled it. You promised better health care, then killed hospital programs and maternity funds. You said no one would be left behind, then destroyed university funding and shut the door on thousands of students. You removed leaders with vision. You silenced voices that had a plan. You stopped programs that were working and brought back nothing but lies and slogans. We are not children. We are not stupid. We are the most educated, connected, and alert generation this country has ever had. We see the dust on our roads. We see the water taps that never run. We see the electricity blackouts and the silence that follows. We see police with guns who barely have training, threatening youth with degrees. And we see you, Mr. President, flying first class with your family as if the country is your personal business. You say you're angry? We were angry first. Your anger does not cancel our pain. Your fury does not fix our future. You are not our father, not our savior. You are an employee, hired by the people, paid by the people, to serve the people. And if you won't serve, we will remove you. This movement is not Railas, it's not Uhurus, it's not the church, it's not foreign funded. It is us, Kenyan youth, awake, united, and determined. We are not asking for revolution, we are demanding restoration. And if you won't listen, we will make you listen. Because we are not going to grow old in a country that has no future. We want our future now.
Wow. Isn't that the same across Africa? Is that different?
Look. This is what they do when they are looking for power. If you should put him there, it will even be worse than Ruto is complaining about. Remember Zimbabwe. When the whites were there, they denied the blacks education. But there are two systems of education. But when Mugabe came, he upgraded the black people education. In fact, all the educated Zimbabweans you are hearing of today, they were all trained by Robert Mugabe. These same educated people he trained did not let him know peace till he died. Here in the Gambia, Yahya Jammeh was in power. What did they not say about him? We had no university up to 1999. We had no television house in this country. Third roads in the country were less than 500 kilometers nationwide. We had 8 high schools in the whole country. But when Yahya Jammeh left, all these things were in place. We had only one hospital, Royal Victoria Hospital in Banjul. And quite a lot of things Jammeh did with his military tactics. But people rose up against him. The very graduates of the university he established took to the streets and demanded that Jammeh must go. And Jammeh left. What is happening today? They are all crying. So they are all politicians. They know each other. Don't mind them, because they don't know the root cause of the problem. The root cause of this problem is colonialism. Colonialism has not ended. When they are addressing the problems, they don't address the colonial aspect of it. So when they get there, things will dawn on them, and they know that it's a much bigger problem. We've not been able to, overthrow the colonial system. The governments we are running in Africa, they are all colonial administrations. The parliament they left is the parliament we are still operating. The executive is the same tactics. The laws are even worse, because if a man should steal a goat at Abakaleke today, when he's standing trial, they'll be quoting what Adam John did in London in 1832, where he stole a ship in Birmingham, or something like that. So the problem is hydra-headed. It's just, to me, it's making noise.
So, Mr. James, I was just referring to the fact that in Ivory Coast, young people are demonstrating in different parts of Africa. And if you listen to them, essentially, they're talking about, there's something that probably changed that we haven't been able to understand very well. Young people are beginning to see how life is in other places, either because they can travel or because they can stay in their village in Tanzania and see what's happening in Ghana and see what's happening in other parts of the world. And they're demanding that something should change. I'm saying to you, don't you think there is something in common with this restlessness from young people across Africa?
Yes, there's something in common. They want better life. That is true. But the root cause of the problem, our politicians are not addressing. Even the youths do not understand. Even on this platform, how many people in the past have been hammering on colonialism and neo-colonial tactics when we are dealing with national issues? That aspect is complete. Is it not surprising, as I always say on this program, during the 2023 elections, Nigerian presidential candidates, they went to Chatham House in London to determine who should rule the country. And that is a colonial government. So there's more to we are seeing. So we should not be carried away by these sweet talks. It's a grammarian as far as I'm concerned, because he's not attacking the problem. Should I say adequately? He's not attacking the problem. He's going after this. I don't know how to put it, my man. Please,
All right.
This
All
guy-
right.
We have a long way to go. We have so many rivers to cross. We've not crossed the rivers even to see the promised land, not even to enter. To even see the promised land, we have so many rivers to cross.
All right. Thank you,
yes.
Mr. James. KJ.
Can I come in a bit? I agree with Mr. James to a large extent, and those of us who read some of the writings of the old, you find out that this what Mr. James is saying has always resonated with the people, the writings in Africa. We are able to enumerate what is the problem or what we think we can do when we get into those positions. But when we get in, we become worse than the people who were there. An example is the one who is currently on the seat of Nigeria, who claimed to be a Democrat, a progressive, an agitator. In fact, who claimed to be one of the masterminds of Nadeko. Today, his government does not tell any of such stories. Rather, it is even worse than the military government we have in Nigeria. But you can also look at what the man has said, and what we all probably will accept is the reason why this new awakening is coming to Africa vis-a-vis, what the Kenyan guy have said. The internet have made it easy for us to access live in other nations, see them, whether they are just fiction that the people who are the creators are putting, or their real life situation. We can assess such lifestyle and see how development is run in other nations. If you look example of electricity, we have been told that something that cannot be done in Nigeria. You see that Ethiopia and rest of the African countries are developing electricity within 2-3 years, and that can supply their nation. And then you wonder why that cannot be done in our own nation. So the internet is playing a very big role in what we see. Then the desire for a shift. You can't continue to say one thing and remain there. There's a desire in the heart of young people. Like every one of us, if you check, when we were growing up, we had a vision for Nigeria, where the nation was taking us. We had desired how to improve the situation. We've put that on writing and in debates and in places we have gone to, in various associations we belong to. This is the way forward. We think this is how we should move to the next level. Those advice and opportunities were never given to us until today. We are over 50, and yet no difference have been seen. So the desire is still in the younger people who desire to make a change. But you see, the problem is that that desire is within a limited number of the younger people. That majority of them are still with the old folks because they can get some 1 or 2 naira. Consequently, continue to cause problem in the development of or the scheme of things. Then the people, also the young people, if you are like me, they are all fed up. Majority of them are fed up. Okay, and it's because they are fed up, they no longer know how to channel their energy, because you are channeling your energy, you are not seeing any results, and then consequently you are either open to crime or you go to the extreme to try to force the change. And that's why when you see some of them talk, they talk with so much anger. It's because they have found out that we are helpless in this situation, and if we don't take our own future in our hands, we're probably going to also end up like our parents. So I said clearly that in other nations, yes, the advancement of a country lies in the younger people, but in Nigeria and in maybe other African countries, the thing lies with the people who are 90 years old and above. In fact, if you have not come to the age of 70, don't think you can contribute to national development in your country, because as long as you're less than 70, they don't consider you to have any form of issue that can make a difference. Consequently, they protect themselves. And so, yes, he may have been able to put some good sounding words together, but if you put him there tomorrow, I fear if he can make a difference. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Before we continue, I see you. Ike, thank you so much for joining us. Let me play a video in terms of just to point out some of the things in the news that we probably didn't mention.
Laje Road will now be called King Sunny Ade Road. Ajidagon Strait will now be called Olamide Adedeji Bado Street. That means that Charlie Boy bus stop will now be changed to Bado bus stop. No more Charlie Boy.
All right. So we've been hearing about changing of street names in Lagos. And
development has gone to Nigeria.
it's one of those things that I think we need to look into that. I give you guys opportunities to, if there's anything major in the news that I didn't mention, that we just mentioned, even if we don't get to discuss it, people might need to know. Let me start with you, Ike. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, good evening. Happy to be here again today. Brother James, Brother Paul, and Brother KJ, I salute. I just joined in. Where do you want? I don't know.
No, all I want to know is, okay, you didn't hear what are the stories I mentioned. If you didn't, that's okay. If there's any story that's important to you that you think people need to know, I'll give you the chance to do that before we start the conversation fully.
Every news about Nigeria is always important. So there is no anyone you bring up. If I have opinion about it, I will contribute.
All right. Thank you, Ike. Paul.
I think the street name that you talk about and everything, when I heard that street name and everything, it baffles me because sometimes people should understand and everything, the way they do things. Lagos, like they will call it, I think I've been there in Europe, it's called Lagos. Lagos is not Yoruba name. So they should also change the state name of Lagos because Lagos is from Portugal. When the Portuguese came to do business, trade by barter and everything, that's how they named that little place, that little island called Lagos and everything. So I think it's time too for them to also change that name from that name Lagos to change it to Babatope, Sanwo-Olu, or maybe Bola Ahmed Tinubu State. You understand? I think so. But it's a laughable thing. The way we do things. Doctor, I know 2 countries is dear to your heart very well. I know you love Kenya dearly. And I know if you have your way, you pray to die in Switzerland.
I've
been following you since 2011. So I know what I know these 2 countries. So, but doctor, there is something Trump did that I like very well. The things that they will do in closed door, you see, Trump will tweet that thing. You understand? He will tweet that thing and everything, and it makes people like him. By the time they close the door to go negotiate, people will feel that, well, Trump is already buying favor. Let's go around what Trump is doing. I think that is what these young people are doing. It's time for us to take our country back. It's time for Africa because they see these things that are glaring. My brother KJ talked about electricity. Algeria is even selling energy to Europe. They have in excess that they're even selling energy, power to Europe, and we are struggling to get power. But Aso Rock is spending 10 billion to get power. And in turn, what they tell you, they say, oh, the power that we give to Aso Rock, now we cannot divert those power now to somewhere else. That is just my take. But that street thing, it is laughable. You understand? So maybe me as an Urobo man too, it's time for us to change all those oil multinationals, whichever place you are coming. Some oil will be Urobo deep stream, Ijo deep stream. You understand? Kalabari deep stream. You understand? And then for that, what are we doing in this country? They will stop to call the name meat. We'll call the name Hausa Suya. I don't understand. These things don't bring development. This thing is changing us. Doctor, I was born, raised in Lagos all my life. I know the big rivalry, the banter, as they'll call it today, with the Yorubas and the Igbos. The Igbo will call the Yoruba, the Yoruba will say, Momi. These are the joke. The Igbos people will cause the Yoruba, they don't eat good meat. They eat only pama. Today, that pomo is expensive than beef. Now, all of us now, we don't want to die. Nobody want to eat red meat any longer. We eat the same thing. The Yoruba complain in Lagos to eat good amala. They need to leave Lagos because Igbo man bring business in that amala. A Yoruba man cannot see himself to spend 15, 20,000 to eat a plate of amala. But when Igbo man started eating amala, the Yoruba people, they drive the other Yoruba customer. They say, go, a lot of people, you don't want to pay. They sell this thing. Now Igbo man started eating amala. It's very expensive. It become good business. The Yoruba woman who is selling amala now don't even want to sell for Yoruba because the Yoruba man, what did you make here that you will say this amount? But the Igbo man is enjoying anything. These are the things that we fight one another. But remember, doctor, what make culture? It's three major things. Our tongue, our language, our food, and our clothes. If the Igbo dominate the area, they bear that thing. You go places like Lawansin, what we call Calabar people dominate that area. Part of Ajigule, you see Igbo people dominate one side. You see Yoruba dominate another side. You see the Ijaw people dominate. That's how they spread. When they developed all these places, name all these places, the Igbo name, the Akwa Ibom name, the Urobo name, the Hausa, even in Ajigule, they have what they call the Hausa line. The Hausa, in Agege, Alabarago, that's how Lagos is. These people have lived there for donkey years. They developed this place. Somebody just stand up that don't even understand how Lagos come about. Just say, no, we feel cheated because of Lagos was former federal capital. Lagos was a territory on its own. It was former federal capital where everybody lived there, like the way Abuja is today. And everything, why they are doing it, they are changing the name to Bola Tinubu Center, whatever. Is Bola Tinubu from the north? Why are we doing all these things? These are my take for now.
All right, thank you. Mr. James.
Sorry. I was thinking we were going to talk about it later, but I didn't know.
Yes. We're not talking about it yet. Not yet. I don't want us to go. We have to start gradually from one topic to the other. You just mentioned built on what I mentioned. Mr. James, anything you wanted to mention? Any story that is important that we're missing?
No.
All right, KJ. Before we start the conversation.
No, sir. Go ahead.
All right. So
yes,
KJ has nothing, and let's leave the Trump issue for later. I don't see the MAGA people here, so that they can. I want it to be complete conversation from all angles. Let's start with what's going on in Nigeria. So the Senate, they went on vacation, 2 months vacation. They'll be back in September, just like the House in America here. Went on vacation for 2 months. But before they left, they passed $21 billion in loans, approved it for the president to build infrastructure. And they also made sure that Natasha will be out for complete 6 months, because by the time they come back, it will be close to that 6 months that suspension that they gave to her. So let's talk about where we are in the political scene in Nigeria, especially as we approach 2027. Let me start with you, Ike, since you didn't get a chance to weigh in details the last time. Where are we?
You mean
put these things together. We want to join everything together. The Senate, the loan, approval of the loan, the new chairman of APC, because it's interesting, they picked the new chairman from North Central, and also they had that meeting in Aso Rock. Just think about this. The Republican Party went to the White House to have a meeting where they will elect their new chairman of the party. But that's what is common in Nigeria, and people don't see it as anything, mixing things that shouldn't be mixed, running the country and running your political party. But anyway, they elected the former humanitarian minister as the chairman of the party from the North Central, making room for Tinubu to either continue with Shetima or go in a different direction, which is, he could go to the North West in that case. But Kwankwaso doesn't look like somebody now who is going to be deputy to Tinubu. So, your take.
Well, let me start with the National Assembly. I think we should know. I mean, it's something that is. I see what the National Assembly is all about is an institution of distraction. You know, when they want to distract Nigerians from their, from the other illegality and the criminalities, they will do one thing and go on break, right? So first of all, I am one of those people who believe that we don't have a National Assembly. So I don't care what they do, because they are Department of the Executive. So it doesn't change anything if I begin to knock my head on the wall from now to the next 20 years. It's not going to change. So we don't have a National Assembly. We don't have a division of labor and power in Nigeria. There is no legislative arm. There is no judicial arm of government. There is no executive arm of government in Nigeria. And I'm one of those people who believe that this government is an illegitimate government. It doesn't have any credibility. It has nothing to show for 2 years. But what they have shown for 2 years is to make sure that they destroy every remaining fabric of Nigeria, divide us into so many million parts, and we become enemy to each other. This is what this government is all about. Because from day one, these 2 years, there has not been any government working. It has always been campaign for 2027. So the National Assembly is a disgrace, and I do not have any respect for anybody that is in the National Assembly. I don't care which party you represent, Now that they have decided to turn the National Assembly into 2/3 majority, APC now can do anything they want at the Senate. I think it's the same thing at the House of Representatives. So we can wake up tomorrow morning and they decide that on your mandate we shall sing, it shall become the national anthem of Nigeria. They take it to the Senate and it will pass because they have the majority vote. So on your mandate we shall sing will become the national anthem of Nigeria, which has become the national anthem already. Because everywhere everywhere they go, they're supposed to sing the national anthem. They will sing, "On your mandate, we shall die." So we don't have a country anymore. So on that part of National Assembly, my brother, I do not have any respect or regard for what they do because they don't represent any of us here. If you say they represent you, maybe you try to make me to understand how any of them represent you. On the issue of APC taking their next meeting to Asorok, it's not the first time, Dr. Damage. This is not the first time. It's to tell you that we don't have a country. It's to tell you that every Nigerian is on chain. That they have chained Nigeria. Nigeria is in chain because nobody see it as something that is wrong. That the political party will take their convention or their whatever meeting to the seat of power just because for the fact that you are controlling the federal government. Then Asorok has become your national party headquarters, right? After they nominated the man after their meeting in Asorok, it was there now they decided that the new chairman will go to their party secretariat to swear in other elected officers of the new party. So it's to tell you that we're on chain, my brother. It is not the first time. All their meeting, all ABC meeting that Bola Tinubu has attended has always been at their sorrow. So is it new to Nigeria? No, it is what it is. So on the issue of the new chairman, I was made to know that he was former chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission, either in Benue State, and he has worked in INEC for almost 5 to 7 years. So what does he tell you? The rigging machine already have started. So now they've decided to employ the man who is an inner circle into what goes on in INEC as the chairman of the party. So it's a strategy to prepare for 2027. So I don't think that appointing somebody from Plateau State changes anything for APC. I know that 2027 is between Nigeria and APC. It doesn't matter what they change. It doesn't matter who becomes the chairman of APC. He's not the chairman of APC. He is just there. And whatever the man in Bodilon says is what he's going to do. He doesn't have any power. He doesn't have any control of anything. It is the decision that is made. After all, the former chairman, we were told it was because of health reasons that he resigned. But before 1 week, he was appointed the managing director of 110. I don't know what is it. Is it one of the airlines?
Authority. Chairman farm.
Okay, he was appointed managing director. So, I mean, who are we deceiving? I mean, who are we deceiving? I mean, who are we deceiving? You know, so my brother, it is what it is, right? So I give somebody else to say something. After all, this is, it is what it is.
All right. Thank you so much. The flagship, welcome to the show. It's been a while.
Thank you. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and good afternoon, everyone. How are we all doing?
Good, good. It's nice to see you again.
Thank you. Good to be back. Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to weigh in on each piece of the pie in terms of the stories I put together in Nigeria. You can weigh in on any of them. You know, the Senate going on recess, approving $21 billion for the president, electing a new APC chairman right there in Aso Rock. Think any part you can pick up any.
Well, thank you, Rudolph. Again, it's good to be back. I wanted to add 2 items to the list, which I think you may have left out. But before I do that, I want to go back to that video that you played of that Kenyan gentleman that spoke. In my opinion, I think it was great. That's the voice that every African youth should be heralding right now as we speak. I think it was well put together. It was clear, and the message is audible and loud enough that if we all sing the same song and speak the same words, would resonate loudly in the ears of all African leaders. And I disagree with the opinion that, again, and I respect it, Mr. James and everybody else who think otherwise. I think KJ2 expressed his opinion. I respect those opinions, but I don't think that if this generation that's behind us come in, that they will do different from what we expect, which is to help us to recourse ourselves, Africa, to where we need to be. There are key 3 areas that I picked out of that guy's speech: education, exposure, and awareness of what's going on in the country. And they are letting their government know that, look, we know what you are doing. We are well educated. We have gone abroad, overseas to the Western world, where your masters are, to see how things are done there. And we are back to take our country back, because we're not going to let it sink and eat the remnants that you leave behind. So I think it's a very well thought out message. We all need to pick it. And I'm hoping that we in Nigeria and the rest of Africa that is suffering this oppression by their leaders should toe the same line. Now, having said that, one key news that I heard this week is the purchase of, is it MultiChoice and Glow, one of those, the multimedia industry, the 2 major ones in Nigeria, has been purchased by a French company. The name, I'm not
it's Canal Plus.
Yes. So it's a big red flag, in my opinion. I think we're gradually aligning with the French, and Shaguri is a name that comes up a lot when anything about Nigeria and the French is discussed, and things are moving down that way. The president of Nigeria is always in France. Allegedly, from what I've gathered, there are French military boots on the ground in Borno State or somewhere around there. And a lot of things are going on which are unchecked, which we, the Nigerian people, our leaders or politicians, are not really looking deep into. And every one of these are connected to the French folks. So that's something, in my opinion, that's very disturbing. I think Paul was mentioning something about Nigeria not having power, and we are supplying gas to the rest of the world, which is true. There's a line running from Forcados down south in Warri, It's going to run all the way to Europe, and will be providing gas for them, which they anticipate using the power themselves come 2030 if nothing is done. That's very concerning. So this unholy alliance with the French folks is disturbing to me, and I think we really need to talk about it and bring that to the front burner of our conversations. Lastly, Akpabio, I think, is really, really riding the horse of power in Nigeria, and he's wielding it in his way, making the Senate go off on a 2-month recess now that Senator, what's her name?
Natasha.
Has been asked to go back, or she's trying to come back to the Senate, and they did everything to stop her. And I learned also yesterday that she was trying to go to London with her husband to attend her stepson's graduation and was stopped at the airport by Nigerian immigration. They seized her passport for a minute, saying that there is an order from above and she's been put on a flight risk. That one was very surprising to me, that she's being put on a flight risk by whom? We don't know, but I'm hoping that it was cleared, or she was cleared and she was able to leave. I've not gotten the update on that yet. So these two, I think, are kind of key. Akpabio's rampage in the Senate and his, for lack of a better word, choice of words and his action, the upper chambers is very unbecoming and is leading to a lot of catastrophe in terms of how we are presented out there in the world. And I think he has joined, lastly, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State to bring forth the obituary of Tinubu before his time, when they both mentioned how well Tinubu was buried and how Nigeria handled his funeral and so on. These careless statements and cluelessness, I think it's not showing good of who we are, and it's affecting everybody out there, including those of us in the diaspora. I'll end there for now. Thanks again.
All right, thank you, the flagship. Let's hear from Paul.
Doctor, it's kind of funny the way sometimes if we're not being careful the way we do things in Nigeria. The way we single-handedly sometimes we just create monster out of people, we make people become this monster that they never thought to be. The kind of thing they are doing to Senator Natasha right now and everything. If you think about it now, if the CIA negotiates with that woman easily can be a CIA agent. You understand? Yes. Yes. She's going to look for power. If you threaten, then somebody will threaten on the other side. Then she will become an insider to be feeding the government what is going on. These are the things that will create Boko Haram with Salisu Buhari. If you could remember, little things like this. I don't know why we like power so much in that part of the world. I don't understand. I don't understand. Look, the Akpabio thing, the way they are doing with the Senate and everything. They keep borrowing money because we are still eligible to borrow money. Doctor, I'm not saying it from a place of pride. I have over hundreds of thousands on my credit card. Of course, if I said so, it's still not my money. You understand? Some people cannot even get $1,000. They go to squander that money. It's not my money. That's how it is. You must learn to understand it's other people's own. The power you are there, it is the state that bestowed that power in you. And you must respect the state. You must respect the constitution. But we abuse all these things. I'm watching Instagram 2 days ago. I saw some Nigerians that the Chinese people took to Central Africa to go mine, for mining and every other thing. See, China used this same mining to negotiate their deals with America when America threatened their students and all the tariff thing. They stopped selling their rail health to America, and America so much need it. That's how they negotiate. And this rail health that we're talking about, good percentage of them, they're all coming from Africa. That the Chinese is buying everywhere. You understand? And stockpile all these things to cut deals. But we have so many things that we can cut deals, but we can't do anything with it. Oh, we just look for the West, borrow us money or dash us money. Either of both. We are not creative. We can't even think very well. And it beats my heart when Mr. James said that thing that he said and everything. You see, Mr. James, I respect you so much. I hope to grow someday to be like you. But on this one, I think, like the America will say, no matter how you did your best, when it's time for you to take a bar, just take a bar for somebody else to work and everything. If a leader fail, let's not look the past, even when the past also fail in their own right. You understand? If the current one come, if he fail, go. One Senate president that I respect so much was Ken Nnamani. He's the one that stopped third term when Obasanjo is clamoring for third term. And Obasanjo was using the deputy Senate president named Ibrahim Mantu. But Ken Nnamani stopped it and understand the power of Obasanjo. He didn't even contest again for the next term. He already know that he's going to lose. But that thing that he achieved is what is keeping Nigeria today, that make Obasanjo didn't go for third term, that make Buhari didn't go for third term, that make maybe Tinubu too will not even think of something like that. You understand? Because they stand their ground. But when you look at Akpabio, I can't even call Akpabio an appointee of Tinubu. Akpabio just look like a spokesman of Tinubu. You know, it's so alarming. The way Lawan started, we blame Lawan in front of Akpabio. Then Akpabio come, he's doing the same thing. And somebody like Oshomole is prepping himself down. Then maybe if he come for second term, they might push all type of scandal and say, you know what, we've done with Akpabio with too many mistakes and everything. Then they're going to kick him out. They're going to bring Oshomole. Oshomole too going to do the same thing. We cannot run a nation like that at all. Do you understand? So a leader will definitely achieve one thing, you know, but at the same time, if they fail, let us understand that they fail. If another one comes, they might also fail. But guess what? Another one will still come that will deliver. We'll see it in somebody like Lee Kuan Yew and everything. So I still believe that we must give new people chance, whichever way. That's my take for now.
All right, thank you, Paul. I just want to point out, Paul, if you remember the U.S. diplomatic cables, the names that were mentioned there, they were people like El Rufai, Nuhu Ribadu. They were the ones talking to the U.S. Diplomats in Nigeria. So you don't have, yeah.
Doctor, I said this thing. Somebody you know through me, I will not mention name. You understand. He has been coming to America. He said they take him to an hotel in America, a 5-star hotel. He said he had never seen things like that. For him to castigate the government. Then he was writing profusely condemning Goodluck Jonathan. So they felt, okay, this guy didn't support the government. And they want to feed him with all type of information and equally give him all type of power and also threaten on behalf of him behind the scenes. So he can talk, he can do anything and nothing will happen. He said at the end of the day, I still love my nation. I will never do this.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they don't do that. I'm saying that it's actually very easy for them to recruit people. People will come for coffee to show off and then give information freely to the Americans. I don't think they need to bribe anybody in Nigeria. Just invite them to a party. They will go there.
But doctor, that lady has suffered enough. And that lady can just change now. And everything. Tomorrow we'll say, oh, look at Senator Natasha used to be a good person. But when she understands that I don't need the power from the people, I need the power from this other side, and nobody can touch me, then she will start doing anything stupid. That's my fear.
Paul, let me tell you, when we used to be in Abuja, the privilege comes from being invited for the American Embassy, July 4th party, and end of year. So if you are who is who and you're not in that party, you are looked at as a small fry. Okay, so these are the things they use. They don't even need to, just like Rudolph said, they don't need to give you any of these things. They will invite you there, you feel privileged, you feel better than the rest, and give out everything they want to you know, for you to say, you know. So that's why it goes.
All right, Righteous Man, welcome to the show. I don't remember where you're from in Nigeria, Righteous Man, but I saw the senator representing Abia State, Ojizo Kalo in London, coming out from a restaurant. I wish I thought about it. I would have shown the picture coming out from a restaurant in the UK. All our senators, they are all over the world. They run out and they are going to enjoy their token, the money that
Yeah. So how are you? You are left in Nigeria. Are you not going on vacation like you're a senator and every other person? Righteous man.
Dr. Rudolph, when you were in Nigeria and you were being hosted by several media, I was listening to you and I tried to put a call across to also remind you that you should play it cool. But your host was not ready. Maybe she knew what I was going to say, so she was avoiding my call. You are welcome back to your base. You chopped our corn here and enjoyed the ube. It's a nice thing always being at home, you know. Some of the members of this panel have been home recently, and some of them I met with crews, with their family members and the rest. It was really a good outing, you know. It's one of the things I'm appreciating and thanking you for this platform. Made new friends, know new people, you know. We're not ghosts, we're existing, we're living, you know, that kind of thing. So I really appreciate your platform. I don't know. Okay, you still have something to do with Sahara Reporters because I always comment on some of their writings. This one you have started asking me, you don't know where the state where I come from. I hope it's not an indirect way of trying to get all details about me. Anyway, I am a freeborn of Igbo land and I am from Imo State, precisely Nkwere, Obwebe.
I'm happy.
From the famous traditional prime minister of the land family. And I know you know my surname, so I know you should know what I'm referring to. So my identity is not hidden. So thank you very, very much. The truth remains that the Nigeria of today is quite different from the Nigeria of 2023. I was speaking to one of my good friends from the northern side. That was last 2 weeks. And he gave me his word. And he told me that I should write it down. The North, since independent, is not the same North today, 2025, and will not be the same North in 2027. So there will be a lot of changes, and that is going to shock the world. That prayer we've been praying for a time being now, asking for divine intervention to change the story of Nigerians and also to create room for Nigerians in diaspora to be coming back home and establishing and bringing the dollar and the pounds and the euros and building companies. Very soon it will materialize. The insecurity in Nigeria is going to stop. I am telling you what I was told because it has come to the realization of people who were seeing the Igbos as the problem of Nigeria to discover that of a truth, Igbos are not actually the betrayers or the problem of Nigeria, politically, militarily, and economically. And a decision has been taken as regard to that. So whatever you see that is happening today, every write-up, whatever that those agents that are paid are saying against a certain individual, in order to blackmail him and make him look stupid are all efforts in futility. It's not going to achieve their aim because a decision has been taken. So 2027 general election will not be 2023. It doesn't matter what instruments the APC will put in place. It doesn't matter who is going to be the INEC chairman. The Nigerian people and the core North have agreed that Nigeria must change and will change in 2027. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Righteous Man. Before we continue, I actually have questions for you. But before we continue, you mentioned people meeting because they met at this platform. Let me show you guys some pictures. I didn't get permission from them, but they don't have any. They can't do anything to me, as far as I know. This is Tope. Most of you know her. She's one of the moderators. She met with John Abba and is that not Ovie? That's Ovie. Somewhere in where did they meet? I forgot. Dallas, I believe. Yeah. So it's always good to meet people beyond here, what we do on the platform here. And I'm happy that a lot of people are meeting that way. Tope didn't give me permission, but I know she will be okay with that. That was in Dallas. So they met in Dallas sometime last week. So, Righteous Man, I couldn't look for you because my stay in Lagos was very brief. It was just a day. I didn't leave the hotel where I was. So, but next time we will try to catch up. Okay, who is next? I totally forgot. I think KJ or KJ.
So, what's the question?
Oh, for you,
Mr. James. Mr. James.
I'll come back to that because it will take us far away. I wanted you to tell us, you were saying that there was a meeting and some people had a meeting and it's been agreed by some people, and you didn't mention names, so I wanted you to tell us more and that kind of thing. But let's hear from James and then KJ. James.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sure you are hearing me.
Yes.
Actually, I don't even know where to start because the problems of Nigeria are so complicated. Left to me, there's no need for the 2027 elections. We should fix the country. That has been my wish since 2022, before the last general election. We should fix the country and know precisely where we are going because we know where we are coming from. There's no need for the 2027 election. Because what is happening now, in the Christian Bible, I think in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 32, says, let us eat and drink today, for tomorrow we shall die. That is what is the philosophy of those in power today, because they know anything can happen. I think it's 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 32 or so. Let's eat and drink today, for tomorrow we shall die. They are borrowing all the money in the world, selling all the crude oil in advance, piling us. Anything can happen in Nigeria. So that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I see that KJ was laughing. Righteous Man, the people who read the Bible, they were laughing. Maybe they thought that you interpreted it. But
no. You see, the Bible is a piece of literature. Just like I quote William Shakespeare, Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka. That's how I also quote the Bible. The Bible was written by reasonable men. God did not inspire anybody to write anything.
Okay. Thank you, James. Now,
hold on.
KJ, hold on. I want you to, maybe you can explain this, because watching the way Buhari, I don't want us to go off topic so far. The way Buhari was buried, he died, buried immediately, and not that if they keep you for 1 month or 2 months, something will change. But the way it happened, wouldn't that make all these politicians think, you know what? Maybe I should steal more money because one day and spend it and do whatever I need to do, live my life, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. I might be in the ground tomorrow.
No, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that these politicians will go to heaven if heaven exists, because all they need to do So still as much as possible, they go to the church or the mosque, they pray for them for forgiveness of sins. And once your sins are forgiven, the way to heaven is open. So that's just it.
All right.
Yeah, that's just it.
Okay. Without going far from the topic, KJ, I'll give you 1 minute to respond.
Oh, no, I have not responded, so I don't know why I give me 1 minute.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you wanted to say something about James. Otherwise, I'll come to you.
No,
all right, let's give you the chance to speak. You can add.
Yes, I think that will help me more.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Mr. James, that's in your own opinion. The Bible is not an inspiration. It's just somebody's account. That would be more like it. Like I said, you are free to believe what you want to believe, but you cannot now force me to believe what you also believe. So I take it that you are saying, in your opinion, that is what the Bible says. We were laughing because it's easy to pick out those things and quote them because it may not necessarily be referring to what the scripture or the person who was writing is referring to. But I like the way you picked it and gave an example. But man do not learn. If men were learning from history, we'll probably be not where we are today. So we don't learn from our past, especially for us who are Nigerians. You see, you asked a very pertinent question. With the politicians who were there, in fact, Bola Tinubu was sitting there and looking at him. Did he leave that place with a changed heart? The question is no. They don't ever think that they will come to that position where they see, what was going on there. So he left that place, and the next time he addressed people, which is the one we're talking about now, where they now have moved Aso Rock as the place for the meeting of political parties. What did he say? He said you should have pity. You should pity for the people. That's what he was saying. And so I'm telling the governors to have pity on the people. What politician, is there any world leader who will ever make such a statement? Because you made that statement in line with the fact that you are giving the governors more money, so they should have pity on the people. Come on. You see, some of these things that I said are even pitchable offenses. But in Nigeria, anything goes. It is a state. One of the Nigerian presidents that said that, will he treat the people who gave him 95% vote as much as he treat the people who gave him 5%? In other plans where things are done properly, they will have just initiated an impeachment procedure.
No, that's not high crime. That shouldn't rise up to impeachment level.
Why? You are saying that
vote for him? Because he didn't do anything. He's just saying things that he made.
No. But that is against the Constitution. That's against the Constitution.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. He said it. He didn't do anything. It's if you can put up a record saying that he did not do this. He appointed ministers, and this part of the country didn't get it. Yeah, the number that they're supposed to get. Then you can say, okay, that's an impeachment.
But the appointed ministers and that part of the country didn't get as much as the other people got.
I don't think when it comes to ministers' appointment, I think they fulfill what's in the Constitution. All of them, they do. I don't think there's any president in Nigeria's history recently since 1999 that did not, because all it requires is that you have to have one minister from each state. That's it.
Okay. Having said that, I also let me go ahead and make my comment. I kind of disagree with by the way, I welcome Flagship, because what you are saying is that Nigerians have lacked people who can, or Africa itself have lacked people who can be able to articulate in English what needs to be done or what is the problem. No, in fact, Chinua Achebe, whatever is happening in Nigeria today, he wrote it many years ago for people who, if it was in a developed nation, would have taken him and studied him like we studied Nostradamus in America and the rest of the places. Because this is what he wrote, is what we are living now. Is there anything that he wrote in his book earlier that we're not living now? There was once a country, we all read it and treated it by the side. Okay? There's nothing new. All right? We knew that there was a certain force that had determined that one part of the country will not exist. We went to war because of that. They fought us. They fought the genocide that took place in 1966 and before was because Aguirre was accused of trying to run a unitary government. Today we are saying, okay, let us run the federal government. When they say no, we must dwell on unitary government. What is new? Except, of course, anybody who does not bother to look through the history of time, you will not see this thing. But They've always been there. Now, those who are also complaining or thinking that, like Righteous Man was saying, that what the North is, we have heard that. As a small child, I met with J.S. Saka. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. God graced me while I was living in the North. I met almost all the political leaders, and as a child, I heard some of their arguments. The North, the Middle Belt was fighting the North all through, but eventually returned back to the North, even though the political leaders at that time took a decision that we are no longer going to stand for this nonsense. You are calling us North, but when it gets to resources, you say we are Middle Belt. We are no longer North. We have heard it before. They come out and say, oh no, Polongu, Slomola, you guys are going to, in fact, these are the cross of the people who are going to change the political scene. It never happened. It has always continuously to be Plateau State alone that votes for NPP, okay, that remains a little bit positive. But even today, you see that it has been taken where they are going backwards, back to the Arewa fold. Remember that Arewa continuously to be Arewa. Look, let us trace back. 2 days ago, Kwankwaso was saying, I am speaking on behalf of the North. They are never, it is only when me or KJ come and speak now, they say I'm tribalistic. But when they make that I am speaking on behalf of the North, they are not tribal. And even those of us in the East and in the South, we join them to say, hey, you people are too tribalistic. We will fight each other. They can fight me from that. Paul sitting here now can fight me for owning an oil well, but you will not fight Musa from Sokoto, who owns an oil well, and oppress it. Okay? See, so this is what's going on. Look, the change of name. I thought they would also change the name of Nigeria because it didn't come from us. But you can see what is going on. We have reduced it to a minute level where you are going to change the name. You are changing Charlie Boy's name. If Charlie Boy is more popular than the whole of that area, you are changing his name. Okay, at least he made his mark when he wanted to make his mark. Now you are removing his name, removing all the names that belong to certain people of certain portion of Nigeria and renaming it. The next thing you are going to declare is the same indigenization we have seen before. All the land that has been bought by non-indigens will be taken away. So why are we complaining then? Donald Trump should deport all of us. Why are we complaining? Okay? Because it's the same thing we are doing to our own people in our own land. You are saying you don't belong here. Okay? Anyway, I don't want to be everywhere. I just want to say something which for me, politically, I'm thinking that that's where we're going. I don't want anybody to be carried away by the fact that the North is speaking different language and saying those things. They have always said it. Every political time when we have a strong man that is so powerful and may make a difference, they come up with all this different, what do you call them, divisions and groups that are saying, look, it's until they get you to a corner and they are now able to identify where Obi stands, then that is when we start seeing what is going to come. For now, nobody knows. And Obi, like I said, he's a clever man. You don't know whether he's in LP or he's in ADC. So right now, now PDP, led by someone that I respect so much, Jerry Ghana, have now made an offer. We are calling you to come. We'll give you ticket. All this is to find out. They are trying to weigh you. See your strong men. See your move. Then they can devise a way to checkmate you. So far, I'm happy they've not been able to read where he's going politically. He's also playing the chess the same way. And I pray that he continue to play that chess till the end of time, which means that till he gets to 2026 towards 2027, let him not show his card. That's how this game will be won. But whether we are going to now, they are going to make people who will now get up and say, no, Obi must be there. My dear brother, leave it. I have fought those things before. I almost lost my life. Nobody will follow you. Just like somebody was saying, if you end, nobody will come ask question, say, what happened to this KJ? Instead, people you are fighting along with will say, hey, we stuck him now. Now, this guy, very stupid guy. We talk. I think it don't finish now. Nobody say don't finish now. That is what we have seen. And it's not going to change. I'm telling you the truth. See, this very dark man that is talking now, tomorrow when they capture him, pium, carry and go DSS dungeon. Now we, same Nigeria, go say, and I'm happy the guy have already known, he said that much. He knows that he's fighting alone. So he's not waiting for anybody. Once you have made up your mind, just like Nnamdi Kanu made up his mind to fight, forget nobody's following you. If you win, you win. If you lose, it is you and your family that will suffer the consequence. Akpabio's strategy, and I like Akpabio's strategy, and I want to say two things that I'll end there, so I'm taking a bit of time. Akpabio and Wike, they are playing the same kind of game, but different style. Let nobody be deceived. Akpabio knows why he's doing what he's doing. See, Akpabio has two big yam roasting the fire. You see, Tinubu can take him down. All right? But he has to position himself in such a way that if you take him down, you are going down. The same thing that this man in FCT is doing. In fact, Wike is a very intelligent politician. He may not be a good guy, but he's intelligent. The land he's selling, he's not only selling to himself, he's selling to himself. He's also selling to the man who's at the top. And he's telling him what? This is the money we need to hold because we need to have a lot of money for 2027. Hausa get proverb. Person when they pack honey must lick in hand. So if he's doing all this for Tinubu, do you think he himself shouldn't lick his hand as he's packing the honey? So these people are playing also a political scenario that will not take them out when eventually they run out of ideas or when the system decides that it is time for them to go. So what Wike is doing, what Akpabio is doing, is what they are doing also to preserve themselves. You see, if you look at maybe we'll get to the time we'll talk about Senator Natasha's moves and what it's intended. But you see, what you are seeing is a basic Nigerian political scenario, and these people have become masters of it. The same thing they've been doing to them, that's what they're also doing back to the people, the system. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, KJ. Let me see. Flagship, you have something to add or react to that before we change topic?
Well, yeah, I was going to say to KJ, while I appreciate your response, I think that the one thing we lack as Nigerians is follow through. Just like we're not good with management. We're very good and stand in an excellent position when it comes to startups. But how to follow through with what we start up or manage it after it gets started is our biggest challenge in Nigeria. And that's one area that we need to really spend time on to figure ourselves out in order to get us out of where we are now. You apportion some level of intelligence to what Wike and Akpabio are doing now. I see it differently. It may look like they are smart and intelligent in the sense that they are, it's kind of like chop, make a chop, or I pack for you, I also get for myself. The same thing could be said of Emefiele when he was in office. He did all what he did for the guy who asked him to do it. But today, he's paying the price now that another sheriff is in town. The same could happen for Wike and Akpabio tomorrow. The point I'm trying to make is this. All of these people in government that are doing whatever they are doing for themselves, the whole process is devoid of the inclusion of the people. And when you do not include the people in every one of these strategies that they put together, it only ends up in one place. It collapses after they get out and they fizzle away, including their names. Buhari is gone today. I bet you in the next 12 months, there's going to be little or nothing that will be said about him. So Wike and Akpabio, the strategy they are playing now is just for their bellies only. There's nothing futuristic in it. But if they include the people in it, it stands a chance to stay and outlive them with time. So I really don't think that it's smart. It's just a temporal move just to gratify themselves. Again, I go back to the Kenyans, the gentleman from Kenya, his speech. The Kenyans have shown Africa, the young people in Africa, what it means to confront these monsters that we have in our political offices. And they have done well to demonstrate it. And they have really challenged their government. If Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, and the rest of them that are dealing with this oppression would stand up like the Kenyans are doing, I think Africa, maybe from the western part, stands a great chance to enact that revolution that we all crave to get us to be at the same table as those in the West and have meaningful conversation with reference to progress and good life for all of mankind in the continent of Africa. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Rudolph, if you can give me 1 minute or 2 minutes.
I wanted to go on break. Okay, go ahead, because we have to take a break. Go ahead.
Okay. What I wanted to say is, irrespective of what KJ said about Mr. Tito, sometimes I keep telling people, I want to, agree with KJ. We are going to play this chase till 2026, because sometimes most of us who claim to be analysts and supporters and Mr. Peter Obi, we begin to advise Mr. Peter Obi. Somebody like me who has not even contested a councillor election will be advising Mr. Peter Obi about Nigerian political scene. So what am I trying to say? He has been in the corporate world. He has been a multi-billion businessman. He has been a politician. He has been a governor for 8 years, vice presidential candidate, now presidential candidate. So sometimes emotions of people are too high. But I'm happy that KJ made this comment, because that's why sometimes I said, if you want to follow Mr. Peter Obi, follow him. Because all this chess game didn't just start yesterday. This chess game started after 2023 election. So we are going to play this chess game till 2026, right? And we are going to continue to put the political landscape of Nigeria into suspense and guessing until he reaches at a particular time when he will say, okay, I am with Flagship, or I am with the KJ, or I am with Rudolph. And when that time reaches, you will see that there is work that has been going on the ground by the obedient movement. It's not forget about what is happening on the internet. The foot soldiers are working. So I'm happy that people are beginning to realize why this man is doing what he's doing. So everybody now is asking Mr. Peter to come and be our presidential candidate. He's not going to tell you. He cannot say no. Jerry Ghana is a man I love like AJ. He went with his group. They said they will continue to meet his team. Some people will tell him Mr. B has no team. He's only alone. But those who know who is in the political terrain is telling you they are meeting his team. So who are his team? We don't know the team, who the teams are. So I just want to encourage us that maybe he know what he's doing, as long as the political terrain in Nigeria is concerned right now. Thank you, Dr. Rudolph.
All right. Thank you so much, Ike. Let me just inform people that tomorrow on 90 Minutes Africa, we are going to host a very important historian who writes out of the UK, Dr. Max Siolum. Now, he's a very mysterious man, but his books are very influential, especially in understanding the history of Nigeria and the role of the military in what has become Nigeria. So he's going to join us tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. New York time, 6:30 p.m. Nigeria on 90 Minutes Africa. Very important conversation. So if you can join us, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Let's take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk about Trump and the Epstein file, the cover-up, what it meant for Africa, and the agenda of President Trump, whether he can continue with his agenda by September when Congress comes back.
I am Idu kwa samaka onyoma odika powder Idu kwa samu ponyo ma odika fomu. Idu kwa samishi onyo ma odika pilu. Oh lo 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 lo, aturu bwebule wakawa iwariwo. Ice. Rosa Olerio, Rosanna Oleri, Rosanna Olerio adikadimna. Adure Oleri, Adure Olerio, Adure, Aturubwe bule wakawa iwariwo. Adure, Adure lele, Adure, Adure lele. Idu kwa samaka onyoma odika powder. Idu kwa samuku onyoma odika fomu. Idu kwa samishi onyoma odika pilu. Oh lo 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 lo, aturubu epule waka. Opudelio nyekelaniyo. Olisamalugo mkoyene menenua. Opudelio nyekelaniyo. Chukuna malugo yobiadiocha. Agaranya chogo kowe bili. Agaranya chogo kowe rienio. Owe chuku bezie chuku. Nuche chukwa busigi fegemeo. Nuche chukwa busia ifegemeo. Nifo solo ne ase alibazie. Obwe bebe agaranya muliba. Obwe wuru agaranya bibe solea. Mano agaranya wa. Obwe afyozie nipakwa. Agaranya chogo kowe bili. Agaranya chogo kowe rienio. Obwe chikubezio lisa. Kodili ma, kodili bemo. Kodili wakema, kodili wanima. Naino kwane we peluge peluo. Kodili ma, kodili bemo. Kodili kemo, kodili heyo. Ibedwe me wanem, nikadiezi bohimo.
All right, welcome back.
With Donald Trump.
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
All right. So some of you following the political situation in America here, we tell you that analysts are beginning to say that this is looking like 1972. Not even Clinton, not even first Trump. The kind of crisis that this is looking like something that the cover-up may be more than the crime. We don't know what will happen. The House of Assembly, House of Rep, they've gone on recess and will be back in 2 months. And they'll be back in 2 months, and then we will know whether they are going to continue with this investigation. So I want to know what you think, because this is not something new. We are surprised, most analysts are surprised by the reaction of Trump to all these stories, because it was obvious that he couldn't really stop being connected to this story. Why was he saying that he had nothing to do with it, or his name was not mentioned in the files and things like that? That's a classic rookie mistake that most politicians of today, they don't make that kind of mistake anymore. But anyway, let's hear from, I'm waiting for, my people are not here. I really want to hear from people who supported Trump, to know whether they are surprised at the level of sophistication of his presidency dealing with a major crisis like this. Mr. James.
Frankly speaking, I don't follow American stories. Kindly
skip you.
Yeah, certainly. I'm not used to. I'm not concerned with African affairs.
But let me ask you, because it has implications beyond America. In Gambia, is it not in the news in the Gambia?
I cannot say, because I don't interact with members of the public because of the nature of work I do.
I'm talking about the newspaper. Don't they have newspapers? Is it not all news on TV? Don't they mention America?
I don't read their newspapers, because all the news in their newspapers are still news. The country is so tiny. Whatever is happening at one end of the country, it's just a matter of 1 hour, you hear it at the other end. So they publish still news. That's why the newspaper business is not moving well. And the social media has made things very bad for the traditional newspapers. So, and because of the way I live, due to the nature of my work, I have very little to do with them in town. They're from my home at 6:30 a.m. or thereabout. I come to my place of work and I return around 8 p.m. in the night. When I leave here now, I'm going back home. So that is how I live in the country.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's go to KJ. Yeah, KJ, you just spoke recently. Let me let me bring people, other people in before you. I know you're there, Paul. Yes, Paul, because I know in Arizona you voted for who was that? Third party candidate.
Yeah, I voted for Dr. G. Stein.
Okay, yeah, because you were angry with the Democrats.
Yeah, me and my daughter, we voted for Dr. G. Stein.
Okay. So how market?
Well, market is going and every other thing. Market is going. We've seen Trump is not a populist like Trump tried to trick the American people, and slowly is failing. Like, if I would deviate a little bit, you see the big, beautiful bills and every other thing. All the things that they put there, the little thing like overtime, overtime is short term, is only for 3 years. After 2028, it's going to fall out. You understand? The $2,000, they only increase it to $2,200. You understand? These are just trick things. This still is temporary, it's for only 3 years. So Trump tricked people with all those things. The elderly also is only $6,000 kind of for tax. You understand? After $6,000, they can tax you. You know, so these are all the trick thing and every other thing Trump play. But I'm so shocked when this is the Epstein thing. He played a rookie game and every other thing, and you know, it started with fight with the Elon Musk and every other thing. For me, I just think that the Republican, they've been saying it in many quarters. Good percentage of them, they are scared. And Trump have used this primary thing to threaten so many of his Republicans during the big, beautiful bill. So some of them too, behind the scene, they are also pushing. They are trying to gather this courage to say, I think let's overflow this thing. It's time for this man to go. You know, because the control is too much. And if they leave Trump like that, Democrats is at his weakest level. Till now, Democrats is still losing from the opinion poll. If they leave Trump, even if Trump leave power, Trump will still have that command to still threaten people. So these are the things. So behind the scene, I think Republicans themselves, they are pushing people too, so that just to escalate this thing more and more and more. If he can pass, like you said, the Johnson and every other thing, then another thing might come out of it. If not, these things don't really mean much as we can think. But Trump itself never managed it very well. Thinking this damage control, oh, Obama, oh, this, oh, that, oh, this, trying to distract people. The distract is making people get mad and every other thing. So that's just, apart from one person that is just very weak, it's just Speaker Mike. Because the speaker is just feeling that if they didn't do what they needed to do, it will come back and hurt him. So the speaker is just trying to play safe in his own head. That is just what is going on. And I hope they manage it, because I won't lie to you anytime, any day. Trump is never a good leader. From the big, beautiful bill, he's never a good leader. He also represents the 1% of the 1%. He never respects the people. And Doctor, what makes me laugh enough, look, people must understand very well. The Republican state are the poorest state in this country. You understand? And when we talk the Republican state, this is where you see white poor people that have lived all their life on food stamp, Medicaid, Medicare, things like that. These are people who benefit a lot. So when all these things will come and affect them, though the big, beautiful bill, they don't really affect for midterm. But after midterm, that's when people start discovering they started losing their health insurance. They started losing so many things. That's where they will know clearly that Trump is a scam. He never represents people.
All right.
That's my take for now.
Thank you, Paul. Ike, on your beautiful island, I'm not sure, do you guys hear about Trump and about the big United States of America? Or is it not covered?
Well, the people of the island are more interested in the tourists that are coming to, improve the economy of the island. We don't play international politics, right? But as for me, Mr. Paul here and KJ can bear me witness. I've always known that Trump is a scam. I didn't just start saying it from today. And he's a man of distraction. So everybody I know from beginning that he's a scam and he's a man of distraction. And Americans are buying into it, and they bought into it, and they won election, right? Even though we know that everything he says are fake. 95% of everything he says is fake. So, but this is what the Americans want, and they got what they wanted. So about the Epstein file, I said it here last week. Who is going to bear the cat about the Epstein file? The people that are talking about the Epstein file, their names are in the file. So who is really going to bring out that file? Because this American politics of Epstein file. I didn't begin to hear Epstein file from today. So the people that are shouting at the House of Rep or the Senate now, everybody, more than 75% of them, their name is in Epstein file. So who is going to bear that card? Who is going to make that file public, right? And who is going to tell me that Trump is not in the Epstein file? If Trump is not there, who is there? Me or Dr. Rudolph or KJ is in the Epstein file? If he's not there in the Epstein file, so is it me that is there? So, but all these things is, this, I call it the distraction. Look at the explanation Paul gave. Because these are the real problem in America. It's not in this Epstein file. Because by the time the midterm come, like Paul was saying, I think like the greatest undoing what is going on in American politics right now is that the Democrats they have no liver. That is they don't have a future. They don't know where to run to. They don't know who to go to. So like Paul said, he is taking advantage of it. And you know what he did before he won the election? He threatened everybody. And whenever he threatens you, you are forced to do what you don't want to do. And at the end of the day, you go back to your constituency and they begin to spit at you. They begin to chase you away from speaking to the people. So at least my brother, Dr. Damages, you're a journalist, you and KJ, you know more than me. All these people that are talking about Epstein file, their names are there. Who is going to release it for us? Because I want it to be released. I want it to be released because if it is released, at least all of us can rest. We can actually know the people and what they did. But I am one of those people that believe that they will talk about this until midterm, until the other time we talk about it, and maybe Democrats will come again in power. They talk about the Epstein file. If they bring about the Epstein file again, they remember somebody of a Democrat who is his name is in the Epstein file. You will see somebody of another Democrat opposing the release of Epstein file. And another 4 years will go. So, my brother, it's politics, right?
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ike. KJ.
Yeah, thank you so much. I will have pleaded the Fifth Amendment here, but I will.
You can. It's not late. It's not late.
Okay, I will perhaps just discuss at a very academic level. Here is what I see as an observer of politics for a long time. This file that we're looking for may not necessarily be available as a written file somewhere. It could be just an attendance list. When you check into a hotel, you have somebody who takes care of who comes in and who goes out. It may just be that way. It's possible that just like Bro Ike have said, it has names of people we can never imagine. And if you have those names, both players also have their names in it. So it's not only going to do damage to the Republicans, it do damage to both Republicans and Democrats, and even the princes and kings and queens of this world. That's what I believe. And so the pressure on the man at the top of affairs now is not only coming from within, it's also coming from without. And so pressure is coming, and to your ability to hold on to it and manage it is what is probably going to be a very turning point in the political history of these files. Now, having said that, I also want to believe that it is not a distraction, but the issues of the Obama and all that, I have always known what is being said here now. I've always known that it was not real, but at that time we were discussing it, people didn't think it was so. So I'm not going to talk much about that because, like I said, much earlier when we started these discussions, that these are man-made stuff. Why it's coming at this point together with this one now is what beats me. But I like, people say you always bring in something quickly to try to divert attention. That's been the political maneuvers that since we know politics in the world. And so at the end of it, it's not going to be, we're not going to go get anywhere with it, But here is my own take as a watcher. I want to align myself with people like Joe Rogan, who is also on the fact that these things, whether they are just names of people who you got at the gate or not, release them. I want to align myself with people like Tucker Carlson, who are saying, no, you can't tell us that now there's nothing available. Those things have to be, one way or the other, be made public. I want to align myself with all those podcasters who were able to support the campaign and who are now saying, no, you promised this, so something has to come out. But to be fair also to him, he has said, okay, the ones that are available that we know that is available, which is the positions with the court, release that one Okay, let that be made available. But it's the judges now. Obama appointed judges.
Wait. KJ, hold on. Because this is you are repeating right-wing propaganda out there.
No. I'm not.
Wait. You are saying that there's a file with the FBI. Okay, it's been there for a long time. Remember, Trump forgot that this whole thing started under him when he was president. That was when the guy was arrested. So the FBI,
2019.
Yeah, headed by his own appointee, Trump's own appointee, they opened the file on this guy. Not
yeah. So
wait, let me finish. Okay. So they opened this file. They tried the man, sentenced the man. The file is there. It has everything about him. Now Trump promised that he was going to make the file public. Now Trump is saying, "Oh, go to the court and let the court release grand jury transcripts," which he knows that the court will not do. That's a minor part of the file. In the file are all these things you're talking about. Who flew in the plane? Who was there with him? The pictures taken in his island. Things like that. They're in the file. Trump can order them to be released today, and they will be released today. He doesn't have to go to the courts.
So that you see, you are still reiterating.
But you are moving. No. What you did now is that to say that Trump told the courts to release something, which is a minor, less than 1% of 1%.
What they take to the court to go? What FBI take to the court to go defend?
Okay, let me explain it very well. It's like I have an issue now. I was tried in court, and there's a big file on me, and you have the right to release my file. You say no. Let's release what is.
No, Rudolph. Let me even correct that. What Trump told the court to release are the grand jury minutes.
I know.
And the grand jury minutes, it's only the prosecution that goes before the grand jury and says whatever the hell they want to say. There's no defense. So it's not like he went to trial.
All right.
I hope this not you're not trying to the question of trying to kill a mockingbird. I have no part here. Okay, let it begin. Let it begin. That's where I am. It's for news media people. It's a lot of news. It's a circle that you want to dive into because every day you have something to say. Okay, so whether we like it or not, is something that every reporter, every newsman out there wants to jump at. So I will not be the one to take away their phone. We are waiting for it to go ahead. Let them kick it up. You think my father's name will be there? So what do I got to hide? I don't have nothing to hide. I'm one miserable guy from one eastern part of Nigeria. What do I have to hide from there? You see, there are many things I need to discuss and think about. I don't have any.
No, I understand. I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
Please
let them release whatever they can release out there. I have no interest to protect Rudolph. Look at me. This is all I have. I'm not even like you have to die tomorrow and think maybe my private planes will be out there. So people, no. I have no such thing. Okay, and I don't have any desire to own a private plane. That's me. I have
KJ,
don't deny.
KJ, you
don't deny now.
KJ, you
don't deny.
And Bondi already told Trump since March of this year that your name is there. Ben Bondi already told Trump, advised Trump since March of this year that.
That's speculation. No, forget that. That's speculation.
Okay, it's speculation.
I'm quoting, just like Rudolph said now, I'm quoting right-wing media. No, that's also left-wing media talk. So don't bring it up.
But KJ, the FBI footage plus video recording might be scared. Maybe they are doing something dirty. We're talking not only on the aircraft, video recording, pictures, everything. Trump know what he did there.
All right.
Let his left wing.
All right.
You see, there's something we say in theater. Okay, let the game begin. Let it begin. Let's run. Okay.
Thank you, KJ. KJ, just so I'll clear this up. Wall Street Journal, the people that reported that Bondi told Trump in May, it's not a right-wing media. It's a conservative media. So Trump is now adding everybody. All the media now in the country, they're all left-wing media. It's conservative media. It's not left-wing. So.
Rudolph, and for anybody who cares, if you want to know where I actually, I've given media that I listen to here. But one of the ones I hold very dear to, which they bomb both sides, okay, is called Redacted.
there are two CNN. They used to work at CNN, and now they are doing onto their own distance. So they are, for me, they are more fairer. They criticize both sides for anybody who cares to listen. And then if you go to Devon also have given us a platform where you can go. They report news both from the left and the right, and they try to tell you where they meet. They report, where they meet. So some of these things you can easily verify who's writing to what media. But for me, someone like Joe Rogan doesn't have anybody, fears nobody. He says it the way it is. Whether I like it or not, that's his opinion. And I think he's a fairer guy for me if you want to judge. He doesn't. Are you not surprised that people like Tucker is saying that this thing must be released?
KJ, your time is up. Oh, your time is up.
Thank you. KJ,
your time is up.
Thank you, KJ. Igbo Basics, welcome to the show. Nice to have you back. We're talking about Trump and
Doctor, please, first of all, Igbo Basic, good morning, sir. It's been a long time, sir.
So Igbo Basics. So we're talking about Trump, what he's going through, and how that might impact his agenda, and how he might take some other actions to distract us. Because what is happening, we've seen it. We talked about Obama. They threw in the Obama thing to distract from the major issue. He might do other things. He might go to war. He might trigger anything he wants if it becomes serious. Because right now, the members of his own party are saying, we want this. This is the first time it has happened. When Clinton was in trouble, Democrats protected him. When Trump was in trouble the first time, Republicans protected him. But now they are saying we want this out, and Trump knows what's in there. He's afraid of that thing coming out, and he's trying to stop it. All right, Wayne, Igbo Basics. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Because today is 247, have you say? I'm going to go straight into the point. I'll dismiss that Trump issue with one word. And that's according to one lady. It's not my word. It said the word trumpery. Go Google it in the dictionary, you'll find trumpery. I believe it's Trumpery, trumpery. So trumpery sums up my comments, everything else about Trump and that situation today. That's all I have to say about Trump. Trumpery. So check it all out.
Can you define it for us? Because we don't have dictionaries anymore.
Well, you need to get like a West Dictionary or Advanced Oxford.
I don't know the last time I saw a dictionary. Go help us.
It's right online. Everybody, okay. Trumpery, they say everything nababash. In one word. All of it nababash.
Okay. So you think you will survive?
Survive? The man has 9 lives. In fact, 10 lives. So what are you talking about? I'm not his chief. So it's between him and his chief. Whether he survives or... Come on now. I go with what Brother Ike has said. Everybody's name is in the Epstein file. Therefore, who is going to bear the cat? Give me a break. This is America. We'll not be JJC. I beg, make I use my time to talk something else where go benefit Igbo and then I get. Please, if I can.
Okay, yeah. Just 3 minutes because we don't want to,
That's why already you've taken 1.5 of my 3 minutes. I talk about trumpery. I beg, give me a
All right, go ahead.
Good afternoon for our viewers and around the world. Thank you once again, Dr. Damages and members of the panel for having me here today. Today is what we call the Ezumezu Ibere in Diaspora by the Ibere Welfare Union. And they are right in your neck of the wood, which is in New York, the greatest city in the world.
I agree.
So it will be holding at the Doubletree by Hilton JFK, which is 135 to 30 to 140th Street in Queens, New York. And that event is holding between 6 o'clock today until thy kingdom come. So talk about Ezumezu Ibere. Ezumezu Ibere is what every 3 years, the Ibere people in Nigeria would have a mass return from all around the globe. And in that case, that is where you have the 8th grade retirements, you have the community services, you have all kinds of things happening. To sum it up, that's the time when if you want to honor me while I'm still alive, come down, honor me. Whatever you think you're going to do when I'm dead, come and do it. So I'll be a part of it. In one word, I can sum it up that way. So Ibere Mirror. Ibere Mirror is Ibere's home newspaper. And they are covering that event live, right from the greatest city in the world today. So it's online now. I had sent that email to Dr. Damages earlier on. If it is in our program, that would be nice to just shine the light on Ibere people. And talking about the Ibere people, before I get to Ibere, I will always pass through KJ. So if KJ happen to stand by the rail line station at Uzuakole, and if I'm coming from Umuahia, I can't pass unless I have to come through Ikorekbena through Oron with permission from Gringori Akabogo, James Iroha. So that's the much I would have to say about what's going on. So Ibere people are celebrating today. And what happens is that every 3 years, since we hold that event in Ibere, the Ibere Welfare Union International would normally hold theirs off year. In other words, 1 year before the main Ezumezu. And today, this year is preceding the Ezumezu, which will take place in the year 2006. And I'm hoping to invite both Dr. Damages and everybody else down there. I have already retired, but we will be having a new age grade to also retire, which is the tradition in the area. Having said that, let me use the rest of my time to talk something that is a little bit of interest to all of us. And that is going to be the big Zebi, the Chief Zebrudaya Okorigwe Nwobe, alias 430. Because Abia State government has celebrated the gentleman. And we all saw it because it was just his birthday that passed last month. Then the Anambra State government felt that they were shortchanged, so they kind of did what I what I recognize as gra-gra. They did gra-gra. So the economic out, so that it also be that we did. So Zebrudaya, he put out a book, which is a precursor to the main book we've been working on for many, many years. And that book is called A Journey on Stage by Chief Zebrudaya Okorigwe Nwobe, alias 430. That is the book that was presented at the event in Umuahia. Thanks to Governor Oti of Abia State, the Commissioner of Culture and Tourism and Extraordinary Economy, as they call it. We thank the Abia State government for having honored the man while he's still alive. So Anambra has also followed suit to do a little bit about it. And we are going to bring out the big one very, very soon. I won't say exactly when, but it's said and done. So to that effect, I am trying to use this opportunity to thank our audience for giving us the opportunity to continue to bring you some good news. And Dr. Damages, please keep up the good work.
All right.
For today.
Thank you.
I will see you at the Big Apple. If you want to see me, you can pass by at the LaGuardia Hotel. If you don't, I think I'm going to come to your neck of the wood and bring you some cola nut.
I live far away, but do you have free food?
Free food? Nyafo, nyafo.
All right. Thank you.
Free food is plenty. Asura, that might appetize KJ. I think a lot of us will know what Asura means. That's the traditional real stuff. Asura could be presented. And if you want, I could even offer you some of my own personal brewed palm wine. I'm brewing that, and I will give you the recipe if you want. Okay. Since I got into this one, you can't convince me to go back into Heineken.
One thing you work a governor or Jews or Kalu, the chief man, is he going to be in New York? Your governor, your former governor.
My brother, let me answer you this way. Nigeria is Nigeria. Ojikal is my brother, any day, anytime.
Okay.
And as far as Igbo land is concerned, Abacha Sagwamal, on our bank here, he is running his own race. He's doing whatever he can as far as a politician is concerned. Me, I not be politician, but all the same, make you take and make you get them with others who are doing whatever they're doing, including, oh, by the way, hopeless Uzodema. Including them, so weigh all and all whatnot, and you see where Ojikalu ranks. He is a politician that will be of note in the annals of history in Nigeria, regardless whether he has done right, whether he has done wrong, whatever, all of them. Now the same 10 and 10 pennies. Politicians are politicians, but Ojikalu is Ojikalu, and he is any day, anytime. It's my kinsman.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go to I Speak the Truth. Welcome to the show. Can you unmute?
Yeah.
All right. So, what is your take on what is going on in Washington?
I mean, it's the same thing I've been screaming, and I think every well-meaning person has been screaming for years. When you came on, you said something, and I think that's a misconception. You said what Trump is doing is a rookie mistake. That's not a rookie mistake. It's a very purposeful action by a consummate criminal, a liar, and a deceit. So this is someone that is used to telling lies, used to telling porkies, and bumping heads of people together. I think, first of all, what a lot of people are not taking into consideration is what is in the Epstein files. What are the implications of those in the Epstein files? Now, if you're in the Epstein files, as far as we know, what Epstein what he was charged for and what he ended up supposedly taking his life for, and which an associate of his, Ghislaine Maxwell, is presently doing 20 years in federal prison for, are abuses against children. I haven't seen anybody on this panel since it has been discussed for weeks, a few weeks now, express any disgust. And I think, I don't know if there's a rape culture in Nigeria. As far as I know, there's none. But for anybody in their right mind right now to defend what these guys are accused of doing in the name, especially in the name of partisan politics, I think you should look in the mirror. And I say this to anybody that comes on here to defend Trump in any way, shape, or form. I don't care if you think you're some kind of black MAGA, some kind of black KKK nationalist. This is not the time to defend these people. These people are accused of raping little kids. They're accused of sexual deviancy. They're accused of doing the most unspeakable crimes against young boys and young girls at this point in time, regardless of your political.
Okay, hold on. I speak the truth. Hold on.
Yeah.
This is very important. We have to say at this point that Donald Trump has not been accused of anything.
Allegedly, yes. Accused, that is what I'm saying. So I'm not saying anybody is convicted. I said, if you are even accused of being in those files, allegedly, this is the time to remove yourself. You disassociate yourself from that kind of person. Not saying he's accused of it. We're not saying he's guilty of it. We're not saying we have the evidence of it. We are saying, that is why I started off with, maybe people do not understand what we are saying is in those files. So when the accusation is of someone committing this kind of crimes, and circumstantially, yes, we're not in a court of law, but circumstantially, to a large extent, I think any reasonable person can look back and say, I could look forward and say, well, maybe, because listen, Rudolph, Ghislaine Maxwell is doing time for the charges that we're saying these files contain. there's at least one person that has been convicted and is doing time in a maximum security prison right now. And there's someone, the main party, that committed suicide. So it's not about, well, we say allegedly.
No, I speak the truth. Let me repeat. The reason why we say this is that there are a lot of people who might be innocent whose name are in the files. So, like people who could have been in that one of those flights, who did not participate in whatever happened there. People who, so there's a reason why we say.
But we don't know that yet. So that is why we.
Yeah, but we're not going to accuse them, because if I had gone to a party with PDD, it doesn't mean I was part of Freaky Friday.
Well, yeah, but if you were known to pee on Cassie, then definitely you were involved. So we're not saying anybody is guilty. We do not know. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not privy to the files. All we're saying is the accusation right now is as disgusting as it can be, especially since someone has taken their own life and someone has been convicted. So these are very heinous crimes that people are being accused of. Now, moving on from that, what is the implication of people being in these files? For one, I've already mentioned that. But for one, I also think, it'll loosen. Let me backtrack a little bit. How did these files come into play? Well, one of the suppositions is that the Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency, was using this as a blackmail issue. And how did they come to that effect? Well, there's been evidence that Epstein had very close ties with the Israeli Mossad and the Shin Bet, and also to the CIA. So what we are supposing right now is, as I would assume is that these files were compiled with the actions of the people and what they carried on the island to blackmail influential people in the United States. A person like myself, I think the moment these files are released, the blackmail that the United States, because the United States effectively is being run by Israel. If the only way they can continue controlling our politicians in this country is to have something hanging over their head. The moment those files are released and everybody is exposed, and people are going to get dragged on both sides of the aisle, Democrats, Republican, conservative, leftist, wherever, if you participated in whatever you're accused of on Epstein, you will get dragged. So we're saying, at the very least, this will loosen the hold that Israel has on the United States. Now, Rudolph, why is it now that the Justice Department, Trump's Justice Department, is presently holding talks with Ghislaine Maxwell and promising her immunity if, they're basically prepping her up for the Senate hearings? Also, Pam Bondi has 1,000 FBI agents working around the clock, 24/7. Supposedly, again, I'll use that word because I see you want me to use it, supposedly to scrub Trump, any reflection of Trump's names from those files. But in any event, listen, Congress, if it quacks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it is a duck, okay? So we have all these things, Pam Bondi, we have the Ghislaine Maxwell, we have the Senate hearing, we have Congress the House being suspended up until September. We know what is in the files, okay? We just want to see it, and we want this country back, and we want to rescue this country. And if it will start with releasing what is in those files, we want to see it, and let's start from there.
All right, thank you so much. I speak the truth. Let me also mention, for those who may not know, the French president sued Mrs. Owens for some of the propaganda conspiracy theories that she's been pushing out there. So it's very important on platforms around the world that, there are consequences for certain things people say. I just want to say that in general, for people who come here, I've been getting a lot of notices from different people that people say certain things on this program that I have to be careful. We have to be careful about what is said. If you are not sure, then you have to say allegedly. You know, you don't come out and say certain things. Let me see. Prince Akwachi, you are next.
Dr. Damages, you took forever. Igbo Basics, good morning and good afternoon and good evening wherever you are. I speak the truth. Mr. Ike, good evening, sir. MAGA KJ, because whether you like it or not, you still the MAGA. Yeah, good afternoon. You know, you are still my brother, you're still my friend, but just I'm keeping you at arm's length. You know, the truth about this whole saga of a thing is a simple thing. When he was campaigning, he said that he was gonna release the file. The file is already out. It's already out. The only thing they need to do is just to remove the redacted, the way they redacted the names and all that. Just open it up. So what is it that is so hard? But he wants to play along and talk about how Martin Luther King slept with how many women, how JFK is having mistresses here and there, and it's been targeted by some other people, and then trying to bring Obama will rubbish him. If he thinks he's gonna bring that thing with Obama will rubbish him, whether he likes it or not. The rating of Obama beats him more than any other thing. I've been waiting for all the people, our friends here. It's not too hard. It's not rocket science. Everybody makes mistakes. Just simple said, we made mistake or we misread that man. That's all. And we will leave you alone. We know you are not Trump. Trump will always be Trump. But for the simple fact that you guys came on this platform, where is Ekene, sir? By the way, where is Ekene? I saw him on this, comment section. I want to see Ekene. Come up.
No, Prince, I beg. What makes you not think that they would ever take the redactions off of such a list?
Well, the thing is this. The fact is that without them removing it, the people fighting him are not even Democrats. So the people fighting him are his followers. Because the impression he gave them that when he was campaigning was that it's all about Clinton. We don't care. They can take Clinton. We already know what Clinton is. Okay, even if they say they have a picture of Clinton butt naked, so be it. We don't care. But can we see the file? Bring it out. He's going to talk about going to district court to say, oh, release that of grand jury. Grand jury is just what is there? There's nothing there. The main file is there, just like Dr. Damages said. If he wants it out today, not wasting time. Look, he should go and watch his health, oh. He should go and watch his health. That venous thing that he's having, nobody knows what it's gonna be, unless he's gonna Buhari himself. He might be Buhari himself, oh.
All right.
So that's my own. Dr. Damages, please don't be angry with me. I just want to step out. Let me go watch the Falcons. The game is coming up in the next half hour.
Okay.
But I'll be listening.
Is that in Atlanta, the Falcons?
No, the Falcons is in Morocco. Morocco.
That one?
Yeah. It's going to be a hot game. It's really going to be a hot game. So, yeah, right. I'll be listening. But thank you, God. Thank you.
Okay, last person that will speak on this topic is Ovie, the age of Trump. Ovie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so Ovie, take it from whatever angle. I wanted to Prince Akwachi was talking about the file is out. I'm not sure the file is out, because if the file is out, Trump will not be saying he's going to sue the Wall Street Journal. Oh, not that he's going to sue. He actually sued the Wall Street Journal, and he's demanding $10 billion because they said his name was on the in the file, which was surprising. Talking about, there's no way a file like that will be out there and Trump's name is not going to be there, because Trump has been hanging around with the guy for many, many years. So anyway, Ovie, take it from there, whatever you want to say.
Oh, thank you. Our Igbo Basic, I think, and Papa Hike, I think they might be old enough, but I don't think they were in America, as the early hours of the after Second World War, talking about few years and decades, 50s and 60s. But even us with the village, I think we felt the change after the First World War. That was the American framers would be, they are bragging right now, the fact that they created a different class, right? The African American, the civil rights, the movement ushered them to a new age, second middle class, Black people everywhere begin to get admitted to Harvard and all those, good stuff. So the world changed. The reality, the physical, day-to-day reality of people who are alive then changed drastically. And last week in Austin, Texas, a different class was also introduced to we the human being who are alive, and that's the human robots. As we walk out on the street, you see robots help the walk out on the street. Just as you go to drive in Austin, if you drive, before you pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars, you will see 1, 2, 3 cars autonomous. They are doing their own things. So you see robots. So you go say you see robots for your office, for your kitchen, for you do regular things that we all do. And what you are seeing happening, America is trying to change their institutions, laws, to see how we go to accommodate what is here. Now, I'm saying all these that these are the real changes that is coming. In the next couple of years, even the way me and you will communicate will be so different. But guess what? Back home, everybody's fighting for power, just like Bob Marley will say, right? They're fighting for power, but they don't know the hour. We don't understand. We think about Trump. We are not going to see any list maybe till the next 50 or 60 years. If there's anything like that, I'm not saying just now, but we're not going to see it. All these things is happening at the same time, but drastic changes is happening. Right? So still, we still don't understand that Trump is meant for this moment. I might be young or never today. People with the old are way they watch. When was the last time, or there's any president at all in the history of humankind that 24/7 this man is sit down at least 30 to 1 hour they talk to media every day? That's never happened before. Why? Because he's been in the media for the past 40 years, so he's fit for this moment. So all these things, Trump will come and go, and still the drastic change will still be here. I'm saying all this to say all these things with media, especially the mainstream media, that are forcing on our head, has nothing to do with us. It's not a distraction. So I always talk, if all you get about how you understand things or what is from mainstream media and television, you have no clue how the world works. So I really don't. All these extremists.
Ovie, tell us where you are getting your information so that we become as wise as you are.
Read books. I don't think there's no day I come, I don't recommend books.
Yeah.
Right now, what am I saying this? Right? History, as we talk, so history is being rewritten in our lifetime. That's as in we are fortunate to be alive in this time this time, because most of the things where we know they read them before now is happening in our own lifetime. Nothing why they talk away the original tomorrow. They always refer books and people. It's written out there, right? The singularity is nearer. Go read that book. You understand where everything they go. So Trump, Epstein file, don't they go on for the past 5 years? I promise you, for the next 50 years, it's going to be going on. I mean, we see when they kill the last president in America, and compared to almost everything is this. Nothing that is happening now that is not written. Everything, even the law that is changing. I said when Taraji P. Henson on the stage leading to the election said Project 2025 is real. Go look it up. That day, 48 hours into that, the traffic to that website went up. They had to actually stop it. Trump is had to come out and disassociate himself. So these things are written. I'm not just saying, no, I don't know book this that level. The go and the smoke never carry me reach that level. But these are written, like written live. You can talk about Epstein from now to the next 50 years. You ain't going to get nothing. Right?
But my brother,
hold on. Ask yourself the person we work in Trump. Their name family, their name parents. Do we know them? Why don't we talk about them? Oh, that's not important, right? What am I trying to say? Epstein, whatever you believe about that is real. But what you are asking for, you're not going to get it. It's above our pay grade. Not now, maybe in the next 50 years.
Okay, Ovie, I have a question for you. Sorry, because you mentioned Project 2025. I think
Yes.
all of us was in this platform before the election.
Yes.
Trump was denying Project 2025. Republicans were denying Project 2025. The whole people who were supporting Trump were denying there is nothing like 2025. But actually, we know that there is something like that, right? So that's what you are confirming, for example. So my question on the Epstein file, even though knowing all these things, all this analysis you have given us, if you are to say that right now, will you want the Epstein file to be released or not?
Does that change anything? How does that change the fact that I'm about to lose my job to a robot? Or my grandchild, not even my own lifetime, our grandchildren now. Forget about us for now, because it might not win, and it's conspiracy for now, Abi. But in generation to come, how does that affect that? I am not disputing it, but I'm saying that it's above our pay grade. These people don't see. If we say, let's talk about political competition now. Democrats have 4 or 5 years to weaponize it. They couldn't. So now people with the power, now I'm going to weaponize themselves. Let's think. That man where they say so. Hold on. That man where they say so. Now billions bring and come interest. Those ones, what do you think they're going to? Come on, man. We should be smarter than we are smarter than this. Go ahead.
When you say this thing is above our pay grade, the only reason why we are talking about Epstein files today, why it's important, is because some people, Republicans, right-wingers, MAGA members, decided that we are not going to let them get away with this. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. It's not about
Dr. Damaji. Hold on now.
I have not finished my question now.
He hasn't finished yet because I have a question for you on the robots.
Yeah, you are making it look like we don't have power. I'm telling you that these are few individuals that decided that we are not going to let even our own leader get away with this, that we want answers. And that is forcing them to do something. Then you're creating the impression that this is above our pay grade. We can't change anything. You understand what I'm saying? And then when you talk about our jobs,
hold on now. You are going too far.
Go ahead.
The same people who are making law. No be here, me and you, they pass law. Say a sitting president can do and undo, and not if it happen to Ram. No be me and you day here a couple of days ago. No be years. Is that a conspiracy theory? So what can you do to him when at the talk him? The changes is to empower the office of the presidency. That is what the institutional thing is all about. They passed the law. This is not me saying it. We talked about it here. That is a sitting president. Whatever you do, say clean slate. The same people. So I mean, come on now, Dr.
So Ovie, please. To me, Ovie, they say immigrants come, immigrants go, America go remain. In this case, robots are coming, or robots are already here. Are there any plans, do you know, to maybe, just like even dogs have rights in America, more than human beings, are there any plans of accommodating these robots that are already here And where are we going to export them to when it's time for the next crazy person to say, we don't want robots here? They are immigrants from the outer space.
Thank you. See, the question you asked is along the line of exactly the law that is being passed at the National Assembly. The same time where all this news they go on. What is the law? That the Silicon Valley guys are asking for 10 years free of charge. They can do whatever they want to do without any state, because America was not a republic. So without any state holding them accountable, right? First of all, 2 weeks ago, they're smuggling into the big beautiful bill. But some people like them, Margaret Taylor Greene and the rest of them, just like Dr. Ahmed thought, some of the few Republicans, they're able to voice their voice out. They reduced it to 5 years. But guess what? They are not satisfied. It came back. So that is what is at the cause of all this nonsense, that is all this distraction. The question you just asked: how are we going to live with these people? What are they going to? But most importantly, people who are introducing them, what kind of powers do they have? Should they have? Right? Because it's going to affect every aspect of life. Today one of them get them. So
yeah,
how far are we going to allow them to encroach into our area? That is the debate right now, not Epstein, not coup against the Trump friends. No, that's exactly the question that you just asked. That is the debate among the stakeholder community, nation, worldwide. You understand? That's why if you pay attention, Trump is going hard, even on trade with the European nation, because their laws, their regulation is fucking too much. And one of the bragging rights of Donald Trump is that he is here to lessen regulation. Last week, there's a whole convention that happened about AI and the race to dominate AI. Listen to each speech from Donald Trump to the last one of them. How we have to win this race by any necessary. Now, if here they always tell, did they say this one way they thought say Russia, this one go win, this one go win. You are preparing the ground for what the few people want. As soon as the general people of the public buy into the idea, they will go to war. So that's exactly what they are doing now. We must win the race, we must win the race, we must win the race, we must win the race. Even though they are winning the race, but we must win the race. Why? More money, more power, more power, more power. So all those things, these are the real things that is going on, the real debate, not what's the mainstream media. Just like I think it's sorry, Gobis, I think it's Gobis that I said that people who are in that list now don't get the media. People will get the media. They're on that list.
We have to go. Thank you. We have less than 20 minutes.
I've been raising mine for a bit now. I just want to say.
No, hold on. I see Flagship is here to weigh in on this topic, but
I was waiting for Flagship.
I'll give him 2 minutes. I want to know his opinion, whether anything has changed, whether he's disappointed or he's impressed by how Trump is. When Trump did not remember that he was the one that appointed Powell as the Treasury Fed.
He did remember. They are the only, he's the third president in history to actually visit do that same thing. So
no. Okay, what are you talking about? Okay, what are you talking about? The man did not remember that he appointed Powell, the chairman of the Fed.
Oh my! Are you serious? Like you really you go buy that one? You actually buy it?
Okay, let me find the video. Hold on, okay, keep quiet. Let me find you.
No be video you did. No, I'm saying. I am not saying did not said it.
What are you saying then? Did you smoke before coming here today?
That he did. Hold on. You say he did. Hold on now. That is what played out. That's what they showed us. I am asking you as a grown rational man, do you believe that? It's a question. If you believe that, fine. Is that what played out? Yes, but did you believe it? It's a question.
I beg, Flagship is here.
Do you believe that he actually forgot? I'm not saying.
Okay. I wanted us to do a rant after Flagship, but Flagship, hold on, okay, because I want the people watching to also have an opportunity to see this. I don't know whether Ovie comes here sometimes. You don't want to believe what you are hearing, and you want to.
I was surprised he was appointed. I was surprised, frankly, that Biden put him in and extended him, but they did. It is my pleasure and my honor to announce my nomination of Jerome Powell to be the next chairman of the Federal Reserve. Congratulations, Jim.
It's just.
All right. So Via wants us not to believe what we're
No. So, see, Dr. Dameji, Dr. Dameji.
How do I believe what you are saying, then, Obie? If I'm not going to believe.
Let's have an adult. Hold on, Dr. Dameji. Let's have an adult conversation. We are adult here. That's what played out. I'm saying I can hear it. I'm asking you, as a rational grown man, do you believe that he actually forgot? That's it. That's what I'm asking.
Ovie, please. A hunter does not say everything he sees in the bush. Flagship is here.
Flagship, right.
I know they say that what they
Okay, thank you very much.
Do you believe it? Very simple thing.
Mr. Igbo Basics, I greet you. It's been a long time that I've seen you, and to everybody else again. It's good to see you all. Good to be back. So here's where I stand with all of this. My focus and concern, as it is right now, is on what is truly going on in our communities, our societies, our nations, and how it affects us today and our children that we have and their tomorrow. Epstein is dead and gone, right? Everything he did while he was here, everybody that is raising dust about all of those activities, we're all aware of it, number one, in the past when it happened. Nobody said nothing at that time. And interests are not being met or pleased, so they want to make mountains out of it. Those cases are justified, and if there were anything wrong, and I think it should be followed to the last letter, and whatever the law demands as the rightful judgment or justice to be passed should be. And whoever is found guilty should go down if that's what it means. But here's what I really see in this Epstein issue. There's a war in Israel going on, and the U.S. plays a major role in that war. America, as it is right now, is in the forefront of defending or supporting Israel. But at the same time, it's beginning to get weary of their support. And what is in it for them is also being greatly resisted. So if the U.S. chooses to pull out, what is the bargaining chip that can be used to caution its politicians and those that have power or could make the decisions as to whether the U.S. can continue to support or pull out completely? So whatever they have on them, they would want to leverage on that. That's their own cup of tea to worry about, as far as I'm concerned. My biggest worry is for us as a race in light of what is going on right now. And I agree to a great extent with what Ovie is saying. History was written, and we're reading about those that happened in books and journals. But as we speak right now, history is also being written. What role are we playing, and how much effect are we having on this history that's being written today, so that tomorrow, when the Epsteins begin to come out, or there are cases of such that are being reported, that our children and those that are yet unborn would say that we did play roles to make sure that their own time was safeguarded or maybe avoided any future Epstein cases from happening. That's where I stand. So whatever they've cooked up in the past, let them deal with it. I'm really concerned about today and tomorrow for my children. I want to be sure that whatever happens, if I cannot straighten it out for them, that I can at least create a leveling field for them to carry on with the fight and make sure that their lives tomorrow are better. So I really don't like to gouge down what the media is saying to me with reference to everything that is happening and their various interests. But I'm looking at the real fact, grassroots level, to see what is going on, how it affects me, how it's going to affect my children and their tomorrow. That's where I stand. So with reference to Epstein and Trump surviving the game they play, they're all in it. If the file is released today, a lot of people would go down, not just here in the US, but many other powerful nations that are out there who dealt with Epstein when he was alive. So I end with this same statement or sentiment that is shared by a few. If there is a file of that nature, it will not be released. You and I will never get a full glimpse of what it really is in its true picture. So let's not knock our head on what America and those in the 1% did or are doing. Let's focus on how we can effect change for ourselves.
Yeah, Dr. Damages, I have a question for Flagship. I have a question for Flagship.
Please, no. We don't have time. I want us to have 1 minute each to rant, because we have to go to the next program in 10 minutes. So I'll give everybody 2 minutes. So think about what you're going to say. My concern is this: pictures coming out of Gaza. I do not believe, if you read the history of the Second World War, if you read the history of what happened to the Jews in Europe, I couldn't believe that in this period we will live in a world where children, women and children, will be suffering, dying of hunger, in a world that there's too much food. Food is being wasted across the world. And it's normal to so many of us. We feel so helpless, so powerless. It doesn't even cross anybody's mind. And the problem is that we think this is happening far away. It's Gaza. They are Muslims. Some people will say they are whatever. They all hate the Western civilization. They all want to destroy Israel. And it's okay. It may not be okay tomorrow when it becomes our turn. And to say that people who went through this, and there are Jews who are speaking up, that this is not acceptable. All right, that's my rant. Let's go to, let me take this off. Let's go to, who is next? Let me see. KJ, start.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Rido, for hosting, and everyone present. You know, me, I've been specialist for videography and photos, so I don't want to interpret that picture. So I don't, I don't want to interpret it, but take your time and study pictures when they're posted. I want to put my mind in what is going on in Nigeria, and it is time for all of us to wake up. Let's wake up. The truth remains that the system that is set up there, we cannot surmount it if we don't come together. It does not matter who you think or what you think. The system that these guys have set up for themselves is not going to be easily surmounted by anybody, irrespective of how well, how smart, how equipped you are, because it's set up to keep them in the system, to keep their children in the system, to keep, and I speak for myself, to keep the East at exactly where they are. Because it does not make sense to me that the federal government is building another port in Lagos, and then Dangote is building another port in Ogun State. Meanwhile, Port Harcourt is there, Warri is there, Akwa Ibom is there. Cross River, that used to be the first capital of Nigeria, is there. All of these people do not have functioning ports. Meanwhile, the deepest part of Nigerian Ocean, where you don't even have to dredge it to allow ships to come in, is in this place I've mentioned. It doesn't worry anybody. It doesn't worry anybody. It's not a big deal. And if anybody talks, they say, oh, you people are just used to complaining. How then do you make development? Are we going to continuously to go around the system? We saw these things as a reason why we went to war. These things are still here, and we are older than the time we saw these things. What is the way forward? How else can we develop? Or do we keep going around the system, going around and around, and then hoping that a miracle will happen somewhere? It's time, if we really want to have a nation, we should act, or let us all divide and go our various ways. Thank you. That's my point.
All right. Thank you, KJ. Ike, you're next. 2 minutes.
Yeah, my rant is to the Igbo political elite and the Ohanese and the Igbo. For me, I'm not saying that every Igbo man will support Mr. Peter Obi, but I am only appealing to the Ohanese and the Igbo. I know that they say there are two factions of Ohanese and the Igbo. I am appealing to the people who are running that organization to stay away out of Nigerian politics by trying to tell us who to support in 2027. Because there is a news going around. I don't know which branch of the Ohanese said that Mr. Peter Obi should bury his ambition for 2027 and allow Bola Tinubu to continue. So my rant is based on this. All the political elite in the eastern Nigeria, I'm not saying all of you should support Mr. Peter Obi, but why are we continuously demarcating this man who God has brought from Igbo at a time like this? And for Haneze to come out in a public space and to make that declaration on Nigerian pages of newspaper, maybe we do not understand the consequences of that press statement that they made. Maybe we don't understand the weight of it. All in the name we are playing politics. But I think that it is time that the people of the eastern Nigeria should rethink and use our tongue to count our teeth and begin to know that if other regions in Nigeria can package their people and stand with their people and defend their people, what is our problem? What is our problem? So I am appealing to the so-called political elite and all these social cultural organizations you have in the Southeast and all these unceremonial chieftains, traditional rulers you have in the Southeast. Please allow us, the Ndibo, to make our choice, because you don't speak for me and you will never speak for me. Thank you, Dr. Damages.
All right, thanks, Ike. Ovie, you're next.
Yeah, when cottaging was invented to accelerate the production of cotton and all that, that literally shoot America to a different realm of prosperity and superpower. And waiting we get from there, they came and sap our manpower, because at that time they need man on the field. That's what is required. The Atlantic slavery, the second coming again, which is the industrialization, the industrialization of the world. What do they need? They just need our resources. They don't need our muscle again. They just need our brain. They need to educate us to be obedient slave this time around. So they send you go school, awesome school, to fit in their words. The today plantation, which is factory, classroom, laboratory, and all that. Today, as we see it, your brains have no count. You cannot even compete with the common phone way we get. So physically, you are not needed. So what do they need? They need your attention. So if you don't hear the phrase, useless generation, that's what they are talking about. And God will bless us with all aspiration to be 500 million population, whatever figure they are counting by the next 50 years. Guess what? Where are the majority of those useless generations going to concentrate? We go enrich majority of them, because you will be seeing full-grown human. You are useless, regardless of how physically educated you are, because there are things that are better than you. Now, if we catch up, if we level up, not to be that, they don't wipe us out. But how long is it going to take? So these are the changes. Most of the law that govern us in Nigeria are not set by us. Where the laboratory we discover say it no good for us for Nigeria, where they ban them. So in other words, laws that are being said by the superpower, they go force down on you, whether you like it or not. That's why we are where we are. So when we say we are not free, that's what we are talking about. The world as it is not divinely existed. Now laws and regulation, people ideas bring it to fruition. So Mogu did the fact that I won't be president, I won't be president of what?
All right, thank you, Ovie. I speak the truth, you are next.
Well, I think this is primarily for OVA, this first part, and the flagship, because they spoke about the importance of books and its influence basically on culture, world culture. And you asked a very pertinent question, you, Rudolph, and you asked Ovi, how does he consume or how does he get the news that dictates how he views things? And he said books. I think it's imperative to know that if they are still thinking of the traditional ways of gathering information and text for education in terms of history and books, that system is gradually becoming obsolete, meaning everybody on earth right now with a smartphone is basically becoming their own author and becoming their own historian. So we don't have to wait for decades or months for a book to be compiled before we can consume information. We can actually see, like what you just did with Gaza. You just showed an information that someone probably pasted on social media, and we have it. And if you remember earlier today, Mr. James was saying something, complaining about the newspaper industry in the Gambia where he's at, which to me was like, I just thought about it, like, oh, when was even the last time I held on to a newspaper? Maybe I go in the store, I say I want to wrap something, I grab a few newspapers. But now back to the Gaza issue. I wish KJ was on here because I wanted to see his face when I told him, or when I tell him that, you know, at some point you got to look in the mirror and admit to yourself who you really are. You look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am this heartless person that I'm looking at. And I looked in the comments, I see someone already used that term. And that was one of the terms I know that Eccentric has already used that term, honor. How can you look at Gaza with people starving today, and you see all the malnourished people, and 500,000 people have died in Gaza right now, and at least 1,000 people die every day of hunger. And you look at that picture and you come on here, and the first thing you tell us is, I am a photography expert. Basically insinuating without saying it that, oh, these pictures might have been doctored. Nobody in their right mind will say that. And this is why, for example, we want those Epstein files released. Rudolph, please give me a minute. And this is why we want the Epstein files released. And why do we want it to be released? America is supposedly the most conscientious government on the planet today. Under normal circumstances, the United States will not let what is happening in Gaza happen. But because these people have something over the heads of the U.S. congressmen, they let it happen. Even to the point that a wanted war criminal in Benjamin Netanyahu comes to Congress, and in an hour, the congressmen applaud him over 100 times when he should be locked up and sent to The Hague. So this is the reasons why we want something like the Epstein files released. And
thank you. I speak the truth. Igbo Basics. 2 minutes, please.
All right, since it's my time to rant, I will just go straight into what I wanted to speak with as flagship out of Atlanta. Since they say we had a column that we used to have in Igbo Basics when we were publishing regularly, and that word was out of the mouth of Dr. Moro Ene Ebeda. That column was titled Abiakola Hozo. They don't come again. In other words, whatever we're talking about, Abiakola Hozo. And in between the lines of Abiakola Hozo, I got to flagship to say the Igbo people of Igbo World Assembly, they happen to be in Atlanta. I believe you're in Atlanta, a place called the Igbo Landing, where over 500 Igbo people are drowned, and that was on the basis of, instead of remaining in slavery, that they would rather die and head back to where they came from. So the Igbo people are in that place, the Igbo Landing, this year, holding the annual Igbo World Festival of Culture and Arts. I know that Mazi Oke happened to be there. I have seen Charles Onyemba in that place. I have seen Dr. Nwachukwu Anakwenze, who was a former presidential candidate under PDP in the last dispensation, and a bunch of other people, and Zendi and Aderi. Well, they're all there. So I don't know whether you happen to have an idea that they're there, and even based on the fact that we pride ourselves as having so much, being captains of industry as Ndibo, and addressing Ndibo in this case. In which case, a piece of property there in that Igbo Landing was being offered for $750,000. So it is almost like a challenge. And I'm asking, if Igbos have so much to give, at the end of this year's convention, if they are not able to pay, cash, 750,000 naira, not naira, dollars, for that piece of property, so that we can become owners in that particular place, then don't come next year to come talk about how our rights have been taken away. So did you see any of our people down there at Igbo Landing or in Atlanta? Were you aware that they were there?
I'm not aware, but I'm very familiar with Attorney Charles Oyerimba. He's a great uncle and someone I really respect. I'll reach out to him and get some more information.
That would be great. On that note, I will conclude my rant with my Ibere Ezumezu 2025, which is taking place in New York. And it reminds me, I'm just going to weave in one small craft into this. In the year 2005, this pen that I have in my hand, it was only 25 of this pen that was produced. And one of those who showed up at Ezumezu Ibere 2005 at Ibere was Babangida was there, Buhari was there, Alex Ekwueme was there, name it, Chris Ngige. Name all the powers that be in Nigeria, they were in Ibere, and I happened to have been present there. And because I had met Buhari in New Jersey the previous year, 2024, and he almost ran me over at the Sheraton Hotel here. So I gave him in Ibere one of these pens. Remember, I said only 25 of it was produced. But now the man is gone with my pen. So I don't have the opportunity to ask him questions about it again. So what say you, Dr. Damages? How do I retrieve this pen?
This is illegal rant. All right, thank you, Igbo Basics. I think the next person is Flagship, is it? Or have you done that? Flagship?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, so for me, the state of the nation in Nigeria is what my biggest concern is, and how things have degenerated so much that in our faces we're not paying attention. And just recently, a new chapter has just been opened where public hate is now being displayed in the open and on national television by the so-called leaders of Nigeria. And I'm concerned and really, really worried at the level of this very unrighteous display and the effect that it's going to have not only among the educated class, but also on the grassroots. Nigeria is snowballing into a total state of chaos and anarchy that if nothing is done at this point, if we do not speak against this level of hate that is being put on our screens, I don't think we would have a home to go back to. What just happened this recent week, no matter how they try to explain it away, is something that should cringe every one of us when we think about it. That we can now, just for whatever reason, come out in the open and say without any sort of remorse or fear the kind of hate we have for each other. regardless of who it is being pushed out to. I saw a couple of videos that have followed these comments from the Edo State governor and the APC chairman in Edo State, and so many others who are coming out now to publicly voice out their hate for one another. This is something that really gives me concern. If we're thinking of a better Nigeria, I think we need to nip this thing on the bud and figure a way out to disabuse this so that we don't go back to where we've only imagined in our heads. And finally, the CDS made mention of something this week that gave me concern. I think, Rudolph, you talked about it briefly in the beginning, that as it is right now, we have about 200 non-Nigerians, 200 million non-Nigerians that are in Nigeria. That is disturbing. It means we are overpowered. We are at one-on-one right now. And changing of Charlie Boy's bus-stop name to Agbado seem to be concerning to us. Wait until your street, your town, and your villages are changed right before your eyes. Maybe if not in your time, but when the time of your children. What else do you have to preserve for our future? We are gradually being eroded by our own selves because we choose to be silent and not pay attention to this quiet killer that is amongst us.
All right. Thank you.
Dr. Damaje, before Fafara go, can I say something about
No, not yet.
No, before I know Fafara will go more than 1 minute.
No, he's not. We have no time. We have to go, really. I want to announce, so again, for tomorrow, 90 Minutes Africa, if you can join us, we would really appreciate you. This is where we talk about history before the colonial powers got to Africa, got to Nigeria, and after. He's a historian, Dr. Max. And if you guys can come in tomorrow, it will be quite an interesting conversation. Also, I want to also announce that on the 8th of August, for those who are around New York, I will be having a conversation with Mazi Zoke. He's currently in America. So he's coming to New York on the 8th, and he will join me in a conversation. It's part of Igbo Week that they have here in New York, starting this week. So on Friday the 8th, starting next week, Friday the 8th, I will have a conversation with him at the Igbo House here in New York City. So anybody who is around here who wants to come, you can come and join us in that conversation. Now I'll bring in Ovie. Go ahead. What do you have? 30 seconds.
I think look, I know mispronouncing it, was trying to criticize the idea of book. Reading books, no me say yes, the old tradition. Read newspaper, read gossip, read extensively. That is the whole point. Even though you won't get person may read them for you, like what they do about our grandparents those days in the village. Do it. Talking about books, George Orwell stayed in 1984. Right, it was concerned about book burning, how people are not reading. Then the Brave New World came out by Osley. He said, "You are worrying it. That should not be your concern."
Well, yeah, I did not criticize reading books. I said the way that books
are. Right. See, that's why. This is why I don't. You guys don't understand. We want this to be sequential. If we have, hold on, everybody. If we have the rants, it will all be rants. That's why I didn't want you to speak, because it leads to us.
So yeah, let me just finish what Osley said about the Brave New World.
3 years old, like.
All right.
In the Brave New World,
I have to stop you guys.
He said, don't worry about that. Should not be your concern. That your concern should be there's going to be a band of information in your face that trying to discover what is true or right will even be more of a headache than even reading. So that's exactly what you just put out there. Information day. Yes, we know they are all, but how many of them is actually what we're supposed to be hearing? Human being has never consumed information before in our history. This is the first time, and even if you sleep, your brain still collect information. So there's danger to that.
All right,
so read anything readable.
Thank you guys.
All my degrees involve reading.
Forefathers, you have a stream coming up next. Do you want to rant? Do you want to talk about what you're going to discuss?
Yeah, I guess I would like to just rant, just comment on what I've heard so far, and maybe we have a next live stream that is coming up very quickly. Just to add to what they said about the Epstein files, some people are under the impression that it cannot come out because of history. But there are cases in history where documents have been released before. I'm not even sure the Nixon files were supposed to be released, but it's out there now. People know a lot about what's happened, how he, made the American currency fiat currency, and the hacking and breaking into offices, the McCarthy files. There are many things that haven't been released before that can actually come out, especially when the people that are in charge of the country want their country back. They keep saying they want their country back. And they have backing too. People like Elon Musk is backing them. You notice that since Elon Musk released that thing on Twitter, that's when this stuff started snowballing slowly. It started getting hotter and hotter. So there is a movement out there to get this information out. And maybe the damage is already done even. Because now, any politician that sides with Israel, they'll be looking at that politician with a side eye. You're one of them, yeah? Okay, maybe. So the damage is already happening because people are already thinking that Israel is responsible for what is happening in Epstein file, even if it may not be. It doesn't even matter. Now, people are suspecting any politician that sides with Israel to be compromised, and that may be the lasting outcome from all the controversy that is going on now. So I will just leave it there. Thank you.
There's no difference between Israel and America. Now they are one. I heard the argument last
until they find out that you have been until people find out that you have been compromising their politicians, that's when you find out that they are no longer friends.
The word there is you. I agree.
Forefathers, how long does your stream last?
3 hours.
3 hours, and it starts almost immediately. So 3 hours time would be what?
Around 12 midnight.
Okay, I was hoping that if you could send me the direct link, maybe I would be able to weigh in on your stream right from the live at the LaGuardia, the Berezumezu, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. That's where I done my my walk up, which is cha-cha-cha-cha war, cha-cha-cha-cha war, but be careful when you ask for war.
Thank you so much.
Please send it to me. I will appreciate it.
I've sent it already in the private chat. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, let me just thank people that supported us. Oriako, Tope, Eccentricus, Igbo Basics. Thank you all for all your support and all your help in putting this, keeping this going. Because without all this support, we won't be here very soon. They are the people who actually are behind what we're doing.
Dr. Dameji, I heard you. I see that you did browse. People who did that picture say that none of them will do anything. Talk said they deceive you, say being a gentleman. No, come man, don't meet you for street too. Yes, man,
yes.
Man, see you for street.
Yeah. Once again, these are the people out of Dallas. People made to VA.
How come this people
and John Abba? So look at them smiling. Nobody was shouting at each other now. All right. On behalf of
this picture was not supposed to be out before Epstein file.
No. On behalf of everybody that joined us, those on the comment sections, thank you all for your comments. Those behind the scene, making sure that we come to you live. Thank you, all of you. I appreciate everybody. Until next week, I'll be back tomorrow for 90 Minutes Africa. And then next week, we will continue the conversation. Join Forefathers for the next stream. Thank you all, and I will see you later. Take care.